It's getting late. I got a parade to go to. And I've yet to see a sign of this supposed Turboman doll.
Boy. Do not be sorry. Be better. Boy.
Order! 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 There's simply too much noise in the chamber on both sides.
Yo, what's up, grinders? Law and order. What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's Monday night. It is the Gaming Grindhouse. It's open. You heard the burning embers. You heard them. I couldn't wait to open it up the show, man. I've been having this stuff. It's just boiling up, dude. It's just boiling up. I've been watching. And I've been like, do I go? I want to do one Saturday, maybe Sunday. And I was like, you know what? Let me wait until Monday night. What's up, Supermod Cheats? How you doing? Shout out to you, man. Game night, Carol. And I was like, let me go. The grinders know when the Grindhouse opens up. We'll open it up on the Monday. Tool man, the tools are here. Maniolis, how you doing? Joey, what's up? Mary Wilcox, how you doing? Martin DS, Don John Sean, Sergeant Nick. How you doing, everybody? Geo Knows Gaming, what's up, man? Fabriz, yeah, boy. Veja, Seth Ross, what's up? How's everybody doing, man? Come on in. Nova Red, how you doing? Come on in. Maniolis, Ryan. Damn, game name. You guys have been in here for a while. Compost Smurf, yo, virtual reality, it's coming. Yo, shout out first. I got to take care of a little business here. Because I had to say something here. This is a little business. Shout out to everybody coming on in. Hit that like button, share it out. I know it's not the normal time. Yo, shout out to Fake Man Bear Pig. Dude is awesome. One of the grinders. Came and sent me the link for the PSVR 2 before they went live, and I was able to get in there and pre-order the PSVR 2 because hell if Sony would send me the friggin' email. But shout out to Fake Man Bad Pig being awesome and sending me that link. He wasn't going to use it, and I was able to get my reserve on the PSVR 2, and you know where that coverage is going to be, baby. I told you right here. I was going to get it either way. But shout out to him. I didn't have to wait for them to drop the pre-order email and stuff like that. But thank you again, man. And I will be definitely covering that PSVR 2, getting it on launch through Sony Direct. And thank you so much, man. Awesome. Now I could bring the VR 2 day and date to the grinder. Because I was going to do the pre-order and everything like that. And Sony didn't send me emails, man. But I got my PSVR 2. And it's going to be lit, man. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be streaming. I'm going to be doing crazy stuff. So keep it locked here. But back to the news. Back to the stuff. My goodness. You see it on the list? We're going to go over the Forspoken demo. The VGAs review. Yeah, watch it. Dude, I didn't get it. I'm not going to get the freaking email. They still never sent me my PS5 email. Still waiting for that pre-order. I got 3 of them now. PSV 5s, not emails. Xbox, a no-show rant. Yeah. You get that? The NPDs, nobody wanted booster, as stated here in the Grindhouse. Bootlegs and smear reflections. There's crazy bootlegs on the internet. I'll tell you that right now. And smear reflections. Nosferatu now could see a nice smear of his reflection. Sony keeping Xbox small, that wonderful quote from Phil Spencer that we'll talk about. And then the Grindhouse lore in session. So Grindhouse lore will be in session. Actually, probably throughout this whole show, it will be Grindhouse lore. But I got some things. People want to mess around with documents. We're going to mess around with some documents, and we're going to pull up some receipts. Goddamn customer service type receipts. From everybody. All right? Because we're going to talk about this whole thing because dude, the ducking, the dodging, the diving, all the stuff that's been going on the internet. And not just from fans. Like, you would expect it from fans. Like, fine, you're a fan. You see it one way. It's disgusting from the media outlets, from the so-called Microsoft websites and coverage and insiders, and then the executives and themselves. The dodge and the dip and the dive and the turn and the this and that. it's just so oh. It's just ridiculous. All the way up to the top. And then when you look at it, it comes to no games, which is even worse. All talk and no show. And all the talk, all the time that I've been on this channel saying too much talk, and they are now tripping over themselves. They don't know which end is up. It is ridiculous. And the law is coming to town. Grind's law is in the town. The two Utes, we got them. So first thing I want to talk about, and then maybe J-Dub might jump on in, Frogs might jump on in, but hey, this might be the Bachelor Grindhouse, but I got a lot to talk about. So, shout out to Link might be jumping on, but I got my bottle of water here, not tequila, because I got to speak and not in slurs. But first thing I wanted to talk about is one of the great things that came out of the VGAs was the fact that we got to try a demo of Forspoken. A big demo. A big demo. This wasn't just like a introduction tutorial. It's a big open world. And I don't know if you guys have been able to try it out. But man, oh man, it is a pretty damn good demo. And I've been playing a lot of it. And I'll just show you some of the so as you know, you follow me on Twitter. It has a great photo mode. Photo mode's a little confusing though. A little confusing on their photo mode. But dude, looks good, dude. Who's law? Sumachito. Oh damn. Yeah, we got that. I got the law. The law. I fought the law and the law won. Grind's law. But man, I'm gonna tell you, this is a pretty damn looking game. I see some people on the internet trying to shout to Hen10 for being a new subscriber. Before I get into it, my goodness, Herman. Oh, Herman, before I even get into it, I was talking about quality, and Herman's like, I heard you. You're talking about quality without acknowledging the VIP grinders. Get them in here. We are partying in the club right now. Let's go. Herman Holtz, chest hairs out. Let's do it. Shout out to the VIP grinders. As we approach 100 episodes, I want to thank everybody for being a VIP grinder. Shout out to you. Use those awesome emojis. I'm gonna make some new ones. I think we got some new ones. I need a Law and Order one. I think I need some gavel to get some things going on. But shout out to all the VIPs. You want to be a VIP? Hit that VIP. I think I'm even gonna create. You know what? With all the love going on here, we might even have a new tier of VIPs. I might be doing another tier of VIPs where you could control the grinds board. I don't know. I'm excited about what I didn't announce. Oh, damn, pause. But we might be doing another level as we approach 100 episodes of the Gaming Grindhouse. But shout out to all the VIPs. Herman Holtz splits. What a year it's been. And Herman been splitting. Quality games. And we're going to talk about one right now. Somebody wants that goddamn Jim Gordon Ramsay. Oh, it's raw. It's a raw deal. But thank you again, VIP Grinders and Herman Holtz with the quality splits. And we'll talk about quality right now. I'm excited about to show you what I didn't announce. We got him right here. Oh, man, Herman. All right, Herman. All right. He jamming in there with the VIP Grinders, man, up in the balconies. They're rocking. Those dudes are rocking. But talking about quality... Oh, man. How am I going to do? How am I going to show this game and play that song? But you want to know what? A rule is a rule. And somebody, Eric83 with the 199, we need the Game Pass song Call of Duty on a PlayStation service. Well, thank you, Eric83. You had just fed the Game Pass song, and it will be played in 3, 2, 1. On behalf of Eric the 83, it's the Game Pass song.
Oh, and Psychonauts 2.
Oh, baby. They're coming fast. 12 minutes in Hades.
And they're all on Game Pass.
Here we go.
And what to play last.
What to play next?
They're all on Game Pass. Among Us, the Ascent, and more.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Thank you, Eric. To clean our tongues. Eric 83, shout out to him with the Game Pass request song. Oh, goodness gracious. Now, back to quality. We're trying to get to right here. We're back to quality games. Yes. Oh, my God. These emojis are going wild in the Grindhouse. You guys are hungry. Hungry grinders. Well, this is not in Game Pass. Here's some photos of Forspoken. So let me tell you. You get the two. So you get the two abilities. You get rocks, you get fire. Here's some images that I took in the game. And it looks this damn good. Sorry, wrong song. Oh, damn, boys. It looks this damn good. These are the photos that I took. These are the photos that I took. It looks this damn good. Pretty crazy. Oh, shout out the Game Night 123 with the 5. He goes, speaking of Forspoken, I turned cuffs talking too low. It got way too excessive. Not every little action needs to be said out loud. It's great that you could do that. But yeah, that was one of the things. There were a couple of things that I didn't like in the demo, and I'm going to get into those. But first, these are the photos that I took in, for the demo. Dude, it looks this damn good. And I played it on graphics mode. The performance mode is not bad either. It doesn't really change too much. There's a ray tracing mode, but I think the ray tracing mode doesn't really add too much to it. Yeah, I'm trying to dodge it. Just wait. Trying to get in some finesse right now. For all those nuts says crap. His break's over. Sorry, man. I'll still be here. Starting early today. And I saw, this area is pretty damn cool. And looks damn good. So you start off open world. I skipped the story because I don't want to hear a lot of the story. I kind of have an idea about it, but it looks damn good. The mobility is incredible. Her ability to do parkour, jumping on the rocks, so I'm jumping on these rocks here, things like that. Like the movement is fluid as hell, and you can see fluid right here. The movement is fluid as hell right now. And the area effects that she has here, that's just one of the area magic. So my first thing is that the combat's awesome. I kind of like the combat. However, the controller, it has the adaptive triggers, which is pretty okay. Like the adaptive triggers, but that's my problem with the adaptive triggers is that first off, that's how you attack, right? So it does give you some fatigue, but also you don't feel like if you press halfway with the fireballs, she'll shoot fireballs out, and then you press all the way, she'll do another magic. So there's some of them have a 2-tier returnal type thing, and then others have you have to hold both of them down. You feel powerful. The combat I enjoyed. I did want to seek out. I was trying to avoid combat in the game. The enemies do take a hit. They have it on easy by default. But yeah, at 60 frames, it doesn't look like the parkour running and traversal is awesome as you're going around at 60 frames. I definitely say it. But the like what the game night was saying, the story element here, not as a spoiler thing, but the thing is that's almost like Chronicles of Narnia. The fact that she gets pulled out of New York, basically, and gets pulled out of New York and gets pulled into this fantasy world, this fantastical world. What's up, J-Dub? How you doing, man? Yo, what's up, man? How you doing? We were just talking about Forspoken. I tried out the demo. I was just, talking about, I think one of the things people were talking about was the voiceover and just her kind of street talk in this fantasy world. And it kind of goes with the story and the element that she's getting pulled out of of New York basically and get pulled into this fantasy world. So that's kind of why it seems out of place, but because the character got pulled out of there. But I know it could be annoying and her a bit of, back and forth. But yeah, what'd you think of it? Yeah, they do like some of that story intro thing. I skipped it, but I know that she got pulled into this dimension with this stuff. But I tell you, yeah. Oh, sorry, J Dub. Wait, hold on. I got you. There we go. There's J Dub. Sorry.
Okay. You got me loud
Yeah,
and
I
clear?
got you now. Yeah, I got you now.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say it's a day one for me. I can't wait. Graphics are beautiful. That 60 frame mode, that's the way I
Yeah, especially when she's running through that
runner's
world.
smooth. Yeah. Have you tried the and I'm not sure if it has it, I hadn't read up on it, but the VRR mode, the 40 frames mode, you know how like God of War and
Yeah, no, I
Horizon-
didn't. I installed it on that PlayStation that was hooked up to that, but I didn't get a chance to try it out on that one. I did try it out on like my projector, which is 60 frames, but not VR, and it looked great there. Then it looked great on my other TV, but I didn't do the VRR test on that one. But running around with the frames, it's incredible. The ray trace mode, I didn't think it does much. I didn't really like the ray trace mode, so I didn't try that.
Well,
I turned it on. I didn't think it was that great.
Yeah, I think it does some shadows and stuff like that.
Yeah, ray tracing's overrated, dude. I know from day one.
Ray tracing can be. It depends on the implementation.
Now we'll handle on a case
Yeah,
by case.
like I think ray
So
tracing
that's-
on like Ratchet and Clank was absolutely incredible. If everybody could do that, that's what I need
Yeah.
ray tracing like that. But yeah, I thought the game, the combat I thought was pretty good. I think that the controls need definitely a learning curve. Like you got to hold circle to run and go across the land, and I think and also the amount of magic that you have, and that you have to switch back and forth with the D-pad, and then also I think that was like there's definitely a learning curve to the magic. But some people are saying like similar to God of War, like the different elements and kind of balancing between the fire and ice. She's going to do this too with her rocks, the earth, and then the elements like freezing the water and stuff like that. But
they said that they can't hear me.
Oh, they still can't hear you?
Yeah, they said that they can't hear me.
Oh, wait a second.
So that's crazy. We've been talking for a few minutes.
Can you hear J Dub right now? Put a thumbs up. Can you 1, 2, whatever? Can you hear him?
Can you guys hear me? Boy. Xbox is dog shit. How about that?
Damn,
y'all hear me?
You hear that? They should be able to hear you because it looks like the volume's on.
Now, Carol said, "Nah, you good, Kratos." Okay,
You've been good. As soon as because I had the desktop audio muted, and then before I removed the echo.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Carol, Mark, all you guys, man. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the house, man.
But beautiful game. It's a very in-depth game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that a lot of magic and stuff that you get to unlock. Some of these guys, I forgot the name of this guy, but he got an early copy of it, and he's the one that does all of those nice like 30-second videos, like in a GIF format.
Yeah.
That looks really like crazy. He gets the right angles of everything. It looks really badass. Anyway, he made one, and if you can look at the combat of that, it's like, oh man, I can't wait to get into the story.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like I took one snapshot here of her using that area effect, and man, when you do those area effect, like the L2 and R2, and you click on them, and you do that big area effect with the fire coming up out of the ground or the rocks. Like that is so epic, and and even the enemy variety, like there's like real strong big guys there that like are immune to certain magic. So like you're throwing rocks at him, and it's like he's immune. But what's crazy is that the earth is not just rocks; like it's vines. So you could like lock them in place. The vines come out of the ground and tie them up, and then you could burn them. And then like you could combo these things. And I think that the leveling up, and you're right, there's a lot to this game, because if you look at the leveling up, all the skills and the magic, and then the nails that you could change your nails to like as abilities and stuff, like it really is RPG-ish. Like
your cloaks that you have. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff I can't wait. And this is built on I think from the same team that did Final
Luminous
Fantasy.
production, yeah.
Yeah, from the same ones that did the Final Fantasy
Oh,
15.
this is crazy.
So when you look at the world and stuff like that, and I heard a lot of people they make comments about how like in Sonic and this game and other games where it's like a big world, but it's kind of empty. And I started thinking about it. Well, if
These same people that
every
like Halo
square-
Infinite, because
right? If when you look at it, like if every square inch, right? If there was an enemy every square inch, that would make the game too chaotic. You need some room to run, right? You need some room to parkour and to do some stuff. It's just I just noticed those comments, and I just refer back to Elden Ring. A lot of people like that game, and there's not a character every 5 meter, every 5 meters. It's like,
and the way
like,
she moves through the world, like
Yeah.
I was impressed with how much enemy pockets there were in the game, because like when they first showed the game, all they showed was jumping all over the place, and you just said these empty, amazing set pieces, but she's just jumping around from rocks to all this other stuff, and I was impressed like how they had cabins in there. So I went to the cabin, and it slows her pace down. She could walk around and do things. There's houses there which had kind of crafting
you can level
elements.
up there.
Yeah, you level up.
Yeah, you can level up there, do all kind of stuff.
Yeah, so
and keep in mind, this is just a small piece. This is like one level of the whole game.
It's a pretty big demo. Let you run around with.
Yeah.
And it's crazy is that another thing is that they really haven't done this with any of their games, exclusive games. Like give a demo like a month early to like explore. Like so, like I think that this, and I said it, the confidence. I think it put this on a lot of people's radar. And again, it's the Sony marketing getting ready to hype up their next exclusive game. And I think that I'm ready. I'm getting it. Like it's talking about January. Like definitely new game. Yeah, I'll be wrapping up God of War, getting that. I'm probably gonna be going through The Last of Us because I got part 1 again, and I'm planning to play that while watching the movie, the TV show. Which that trailer, incredible. Oh my god, like that should have been the movie theater. The way they did cut that trailer there, but. This, I like it. I like the idea of it. I like the major differences, the major abilities. I want to explore this world. Like when you look at this stuff and you see this world, how detailed it's just like the Horizon. When you're in Horizon, it looks this damn good.
You're my number one customer.
You just want to go run here. You want to jump up there. You want to explore. And that's what Horizon did to me because it looks so damn good. And like
I'll tell you what, man. Those graphics will keep you going in the game.
Exactly.
It's immersive. I'm Jez, and this is what I like to say to everybody, right? Not every game is for everyone. We know that. We know that for a fact. But if there's a game that just really looks drop dead gorgeous, it really keeps you going back. And I'll be honest, I did that for a lot of games. A lot of games that you kind of didn't have time to get started in it, or it didn't really catch you. But if you hang with it because of the graphics, you just love seeing it. I mean, that really helps the immersion.
Yes, the immersion element. And know what else is good too? The music, audio. Like the music from when you click on the icon, I think it's definitely this kind of really cool, like it's fantasy but modern. Like it's not this like kind of Witcher type music. Like it's the Witcher mixed with some beats. I thought it was pretty interesting because it's this whole just in Chronicles of Narnia type thing where she's getting pulled out of her city and pulled into this world, and she don't know what the hell's going on. You could change the different capes, the different outfits that she has with different powers and stuff like that. So like armor, all that other stuff. There's a lot of depth to it, and you know that there's going to be a lot of combinations, a lot of stuff. Hopefully, the story element holds. Doesn't hurt that she's incredible looking. I watched her in a couple of movies as well.
Well, you remember her from Resident Evil. She's a model. She does all kind of stuff.
She was in that other horror movie that was on. It's actually was pretty damn good. It was called Run, Girl, Run, or something like that on Hulu.
Yeah.
But she's in that, and she's that's pretty crazy. But
I think she's British, so she's in a lot of stuff over there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Valencia. So I think the voice acting, the voice capturing, like the facial, like the face stuff, like again, it doesn't beat Horizon. Like even zooming in and stuff. Even God of War doesn't beat Horizon. Like God of War, when you zoom into Kratos, like even like Aloy's character models are absolutely insane. What they do over there.
The last Charlie Angels.
She was in the Charlie Angels. Yeah, I think it's a cool element, and the fact that there is some melee, even though it's mages, she does have like a whip, she does have like a flame sword, and there's different ways to learn and things like that, different magic and stuff. So far, what I played, I like it, and it's one of those things where I played enough to know that I'm gonna get it, and I'm not gonna just like burn myself out on the demo and like, maybe I'll run around do some combat, but I'm not gonna really because nothing carries over. There's no progress that carries over, but I got a taste of it to know that I'm like, yep. This is good to go,
Yeah.
and I think
Yeah.
that like why wouldn't? Yeah, definitely looks incredible. And know what else? The other thing too, before we leave this topic, one of the things too is like when you play this game, you feel like you're playing a next gen game, and it is a next gen only game.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely. No,
yep,
instant loading, no
Yep.
load screen, the dual DualSense haptic feedback, the 3D audio, all the stuff that you would come to expect from next generation game.
exactly. And it looks great. And you run around, you're like, whoop, this looks like a next gen game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, can't wait for this game to come out, man. We got less than a month. It comes out in a couple of weeks.
Exactly, and a smart move on their
Can
part.
you believe this? We got like 2 weeks left in this year.
I can't believe it, dude. I can't. And no, what's crazy is the fact of what they were able to release in this year. That's been the craziest thing. Like it's insane that we're done with 2022, and I because again, like when you look back to the PS4 did not have this kind of rollout in the first couple of years with games at all. Like, it took a while for the PS4 to kind of come around. A lot of it was embracing the indies, and it was then, the Order, which I like the Order, but it was a short game. And then, it really hit off with Uncharted, and then, Insomniac, that game, Insomniac, I mean, the hell is it? Infamous. Infamous was not bad. I didn't kind of care for the abilities in it, but that was like a real good looking game there. But like the rollout that they had with the PS5 and the games, it's like holy crap. They dropped God of War Horizon the same year. Like if people would have said that, remember after June, people were thinking like God of War is gonna be delayed. Like it's gonna be delayed next year. They wanted to be delayed, and the fact that they got that out and they hit with, and then GT7 right in between that. Insane.
Exactly.
Insane. And actually, it goes right into the next topic of the VGAs. I thought the VGAs were really good this year. I thought that the pacing was pretty damn good. And yeah, what they showed, Sony showed up, got the games, like game of the year, went to Elden Ring. Hey, congratulations to Elden Ring. But God of War did win some awards as well. Horizon, for some reason, nobody likes that game to vote any awards, but to win any awards for Horizon, which I don't know, art direction, anything like, but for some reason Horizon doesn't get any love, even though I thought that game was like the most incredible looking game I've ever seen. But yeah, I thought the pacing was good, and it was definitely it was good. Yeah, I thought they did a good job with it this year. And what's crazy is that was a good year with Nintendo and Sony just dominating everything, and Xbox was a no-show.
Typical. But this was one of the best shows that I've seen. Had a lot of great games, a lot of new IP, a lot of world premieres. Unfortunately, there was nothing from Xbox there. But I mean, we got Kojima came out. I thought he was going to show off the new Xbox mobile app that he's working on, and he
pulled up his new G Cloud. Remember, Phil sent them a gift. Like, remember play with this G Cloud? He sent them a G Cloud.
Yeah, and then he came out with the Death Stranding 2, the PS5 exclusive. He had to show that out, and he said
that was incredible.
I like it when Jeff Keighley asked him, well, what about that other stuff you're working on? Like the Xbox stuff. He said, yeah, I'm still experimenting on that cloud stuff. And,
It's to come out before that cloud. It's such a bullshit thing. It's like, we'll think about the cloud. That's what he thinks about when he's like on the toilet.
Game. Yeah, that mobile cloud game I'm working on. I'm still experimenting, trying to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do.
It's gonna be like Pokemon Snap or something like that. Like Phil Spencer Snap or some shit.
It was. I'm not gonna lie. It was mad disrespectful.
It was, because it was hilarious. He came down, like the stage opened up, and it's just like Death Stranding 2, and it's like Phil's sitting there just going, I sent you that G Cloud, bitch. Like, $250. It was on sale. Like,
Look, I'm not gonna lie, man. I thought that was. I didn't think it would be Death Stranding 2. I thought it was going to be the Xbox game because
that's what they talked about, right?
Phil and them was touting, at E3 they were touting, Kojima and game he's working on. Everyone was, Kojima. All the bots was claiming him. We got him now.
Yeah, right. He's making that game for us now. Dude,
and come to find out, man. Yeah, come to find out, a PlayStation 5 exclusive.
Dude, he pulled, right, and he pulled the friggin' FromSoft. They probably used the money that they used to split that game and start making it. Hey, thanks, Microsoft, for
he took Phil money to make Sony's exclusive.
Well, dude, they did it before with. Dude, they did it before.
I know.
They did it with Scalebound. Remember, they made Bloodborne with Scalebound money.
Yep. Yeah. What was that? Who did that? What was the name of
Mizuki?
Yeah, Miyazaki or whatever
his name is. Dude, he said he basically used the
But Jazz, doesn't that tell you that like nobody in the industry, like they don't respect Xbox, they don't respect Microsoft at all. They don't
over there with
Phil
an Xbox
Spencer
pin. Nobody. I got the picture right now. Phil Spencer showing him that stupid G Cloud thing that's going to be on the doorstops this holiday. Everybody hear about the G Cloud? It went up. Guess what? That thing was a pre-order for $250, went up to $300, and then went back down to $250 a week later.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically like the Xbox Series S, right?
Oh,
it was $299, went down to $249. Now it's like $199.
Dude, permanent Christmas.
And now come to find out, you don't even need one because all you need is a Samsung TV.
Ninja told me that one. Ninja, the guy who Microsoft Ninja to bring over the mixer,
Mr. Mixer.
The VGAs, that was their presence. It was like two friggin' like washed up ads of Game Pass, a Game Pass ad, like some filler stuff, and next to the Schick commercial with the goddamn razor blades, and then it was like, oh, here's a Game Pass commercial with like you could play Sea of Thieves. It's like old ass games. I'm like, dude, the games they're showing have been in there for 4 years. Like, how the hell are you showing this Game Pass stuff? And it's like Sea of Thieves, Halo Master Chief Collection. It's like, dude. Hey, Horizon 3. It's like Forza Horizon 3. I'm like, these have been in there for. It's been in there, but like aren't old ass shit.
They couldn't show anything new because they don't have anything.
They showed a glimpse of Starfield and Redfall, and that was it. And all they could show was old stuff. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what the? Oh, yeah, Veggie with the 65. He goes like this. He goes, Microsoft could be hoarding Game Pass engagement numbers with the $1 inside bot accounts to manipulate numbers for investors. Maybe a new case of investigation for the FTC. Dude, the FTC is so far up Phil's ass, they can smell what he ate last night. They are basically sniffing them like a rat. They're like, we sniffing you, dude. And I said this. I said JW last week or whatever. I said, the longer this thing goes on, the more dirt we're going to find out. Those numbers, the real subscription numbers, the growth rate, oh, baby, it's going to all leak out, and they know it. That's why they want to close this thing as quickly as possible, because the longer this shit goes out, the more they're going to have to prove with real numbers on what the hell is going on with their business. And that's what I'm here for, because they can't be hiding behind those numbers and basically general accounts and stuff like that. They're ready to do it. Yeah. Brian lands with the 5. He goes, Phil thought the VGAs was an auction. He was sitting up front ready to bid on devs.
Exactly.
Ryan. Dude, what an embarrassment. Like, what an embarrassment at the VGAs. They were a freaking
You're my number one customer
show. Yep. Insane. Like, how the hell do you go there? And this is the thing. After
the biggest stage of the year.
And they used it to announce the Xbox, to show Hellblade twice. They used this stage. They used this moment. It was ingenious. Remember when Phil came on stage and announced the Xbox? It was all those eyes. Phil, incredible. Dude, he went out there and used that stage. And now they're like, oh, well, you know, they might have another show. Dude, they're not going to have a show bigger than this. Is the time to kind of show what the hell they got. And I'm not even talking about, I'm not even talking about they need to do like in-depth gameplay. All they needed to do was announce the games that they announced already and announce release dates. Like, how?
Well, if these games are truly coming out within the next 6 months, why the fuck you don't have a release date yet?
How? Or a gameplay trailer. Starfield was supposed to be playing
these were
already.
these were delayed games from last year. So we're going on another year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So something has to give. I don't know. But that should give us caution that these games may very well, Starfield may very well come out at the ass end of 2023, or maybe has to be pushed to 2024.
Yeah, and what's funny is I said
even then, Jez, even then, let's say that's the case. Let's say Starfield gets moved to winter or I'll say holiday 2023, or let's say 2024. What about Redfall? That's not even like a big game like that. It's not a big blockbuster AAA game like that they're gonna bet the farm on like Starfield. So at least if that game, like, why we can't get that game? We should have a release date for that game. That game should be coming out within the next month or two.
Exactly.
I don't understand. Like, and what else? Like, do they not literally have nothing?
Nothing. Like, not even a reminder. And know what's crazy is that they had a show in the summer. They had a show at Gamescom. We were at Tokyo Game Show. Remember, they were at all these places.
Yeah.
And each place they went to, they said, these are the games that are coming out in the next 12 months. Well, guess what? They said that in June. They showed the same games in August at the Gamescom. And they said the next 12 months. I'm like, wait a second. Are you like delaying these games purposely? Because you showed Redfall in June, said next 12 months. Then you showed Redfall again next 12 months. Are you saying like now you bought yourself until September to release this game? Like, the finesse is bullshit. Then Tokyo Game Show, they showed the same games again and some old ass games, Sea of Thieves updates and stuff, typical stuff. Then you come to this game show. You're supposed to have Starfield already. Redfall was supposed to come out we're at month 7 of the 12-month window. You got 4 months left and you don't have a release date. Are you stealth dropping this game? And what's crazy is I got my video here queued up because I said this when they increased the price to $70. I was going to go crazy on them because I said here in the video that why would you have a PR person say that you're going from $60 to $70 without even showing the games? We haven't even seen enough of these games to even know if they warrant a $70 one. And I'm like, the reason why they're probably doing this is because these games will be announced at the Game Awards later in the week and that they'll be open for pre-order. So instead of doing the sticker shock of $70, they're kind of jumping in front of that now. Right? You would think a smart company like that would do that. And here's my audio here. Subscribe to the Grindhouse. Thank you again.
Where is it?
Yes, hit that subscribe button if you're new. It's talking about
Hit the
this
subscribe
stuff.
button to it.
How do you come without a passion and an opinion on stuff?
Wait, here it is.
People that had content that just like, how do family first? You take care of your home.
Oh wait, where is it?
I went to the Xbox. I got it as a birthday gift.
And this is not it. What the hell did I do it? I had it. But anyway,
it was
that was my sum of it.
According, and say it's about.
Basically, it's on the episode 96. Whatever. I had it queued up on the thing, but I said that
if they didn't do this, if they went and didn't show those games at the Game Awards, their PR is such a mess. Because why would you have announced the games going up in price without showing the games and then having nothing to show at the Game Awards, like for pre-orders or anything? Like, that would make sense why you just did it out of the blue. Why would you do it on December 4th or December 8th, whatever the hell they did it? Hey, all games are going up to $70. When you don't have pre-orders ready. Like, I thought they were going to have release dates at the show. Nothing. Not even, we're working on it. Not even, hey guys, remember Starfield was supposed to come out? We put together a package. Nothing. They did nothing on the release date. They did nothing. Redfall, they showed a trailer on Halloween with no release date. What are they doing? And this is crazy. Starfield, if they never bought Bethesda, what the hell is their other studios doing?
Well,
what's going on?
Listen, Jez, these guys have spent $100 billion.
Yeah, right.
Not million, $1 billion. You have a shitload of publishers, and they include a shitload of development studios. How do you not have not one single thing ready? I don't understand. That's bad. That's a bad management move. I don't blame the developers. I don't blame the publishers.
It's Phil.
That was
right there in the crowd.
Microsoft. I'm not going to go and buy something without knowing what's available, what's the pipeline on when something's going to be available, so I can make sure that my game, my fans, and my console and my cloud has a steady stream of games. How do you own all of those studios, all of those publishers, right? More than your competition, probably combined, and still not have anything ready? And then you're just telling them, hey, just at least you got these games in Game Pass, right? And then the stuff that you are releasing aren't of quality.
Nope.
So it's like stuff that nobody wants to play, like the Scorn and this other game that's coming out tomorrow. This
that game,
the Rick and Morty thing that everybody's joking about.
They only sending it to certain reviewers. I knew that's why, because like
they're only sending it to the small reviewers like Xbox Era and Joe Blow's Barbershop.
Yeah, well, all of them, because the thing is that I said it before that if you look at the reviews are so much lower on an Xbox game than a PlayStation game. And it's like, well, wait a second. Are they handpicking who they want to review this game so that it gets a higher Metacritic score? Because they've given it to favorable people. And they were saying like those that, actually I had it here. Where was it that I had it where somebody said, here it is. Basically right here. They said, High on Life isn't the first game lately where smaller sites have received the code and major publications have been conveniently overlooked. A concerning trend. What is the thinking behind it? Well, this is what he thinks. My best guess is that they're trying to massage the day one Metacritic by giving it to sites that tend to score more generously or who spoke warmly about it at preview stage. So they are not sending it to everybody to play. And what's crazy is that this game's available everywhere. The solution of like game, you could play it like everybody, they should be reviewing it on every device. They should be like, hey, this is the game reviewed on the cloud. This is the game played on a phone. This is the game played on a Samsung TV. This is how the game plays on this. Nobody's even reviewing it on the other devices besides PC and console. There should be a cloud review. How's the game work? Is there input lag? How's the service work with the game? How's the custom controls, the custom touch controls? They put that into some of these games. Nobody's reviewing it there. The game is available on everything. How is it not being reviewed by everybody? Dude, and know what else? Not even people from Metacritic. Where are the reviews of the common folk? The YouTubers, the Twitter people, everybody has access to these Microsoft games, and the reviews and presence of these games online is none. Scorn was available everywhere. J-Dub, you could play Scorn while taking a shit on your phone without even blinking an eye. Where is the internet? Like, you would think that these games would be viral with their accessibility.
Because just it's not about, listen, let's face it, it's a cover-up. Microsoft talking about, you can play any and everywhere. All of that is just cover-up for the fact that you don't have the games that people actually want to play.
Exactly.
I mean, listen, it's great. I can play my PS5 games at 50 different locations, but I got to have the fucking games to want to play them in 50 different places. Locations. And that's what Microsoft don't have.
Yep. And that's their
argument, have the avenues. Right? They have the platforms and the avenues of how you can go and play the games, but the biggest problem is nobody's playing games because they don't have the games that people want to play.
Exactly. And they're not doing a great job even making us want to play their games.
Yeah, they had no back catalog from last generation that anybody cared about, right? That was a generation they want you to forget about. But they have no games from this generation yet. And the games that they release from this generation are fucking piss poor and of poor quality. It makes you want to forget. So that's why I keep telling people this generation is just an extension of last generation.
Yep,
they have not moved the needle one bit.
Xbox
they
One
just
remastered.
Gave you more avenues of how you can access those games that you don't want to play anyway. That's it. You don't get credit for that.
No. And the thing is like I said like, it's like Phil Spencer wants, and this is the argument that using in the CMAs and all this stuff, like, with us, we'll put the game on everything. But Phil's basically trying to sell shovels in Florida. He's trying to sell snow shovels in Florida. He's like, oh, my snow shovels need to be everywhere. I want them in every store in Florida, in Texas, and Arizona. I want my shovels all over the United States. And it's like, but Phil, why would you sell snow shovels in Florida? They don't care. They're not going to. Well, there might be one sucker that'll buy a snow shovel.
Like, they don't get snow.
Yeah, exactly. Why? That's what I mean. Like, he's putting games on platforms, just like his 10-year deal to Nintendo for Call of Duty. It's like, it doesn't make business sense, dude. You're selling snow shovels to people in Florida. Nobody who's going to be playing on there. Activision had 10 years to put Call of Duty with the install base of the Switch. That install base cannot be ignored. It's grew at an astronomical rate. That install base is like friggin' buffet dinner to developers. Like, holy crap, look at that platform. It's blown up. Everybody put their games on a Switch or ported their games to the Switch. Even Activision ported their games to the Switch, just not Call of Duty. They put Crash Bandicoot because they know what games that market will appeal to. They're just not going to slap Call of Duty on a Switch and say, whoa, pat me on the back. I'm the president of gaming. Everybody loves Phil. Put me in a parade. Dude, that's not the point. The point is that it does not make business sense to put it there. Just because you're going to put it there doesn't mean that you're the savior of gaming. Because you're making hamburgers to a bunch of vegans. You're selling snow shovels to people in Florida. It doesn't matter where you are.
Jez, here's the problem with that theory, right? Here's the problem with what they're doing. This is how they're failing. The fact that you can access their games across pretty much any device in everywhere, and yet people still choose to buy a PS5 or a Nintendo Switch. And the fact that Game Pass is still not where it need to be. They're less than they're more than 10 million less than what they predicted.
Yep.
So Satya and Phil, they don't get any bonuses because of it.
Yes, I didn't get no bonuses.
If you have this service that's on any and everything, Samsung TVs, tablets, phones, everything, and people still won't sign, if that doesn't motivate people to still sign up for it, then what else is going to do it?
There's nothing. Like, I think that they are swinging for the fences. They are swinging for the fences in the sense is that they think that's what this Activision deal was. They jumped on an opportunistic point for this Activision that was like struggling internally with a whole bunch of legality crap. And they tried to swing for the fences going, well, hey, Halo didn't bring people to our platform and to the Game Pass. The Bethesda games seem to be waiting. And, is Fable, is Perfect Dark going to do it? I can't see anything doing it. If they treated Halo the way it is, the only way they could do is just go get like a GTA, a Call of Duty, the biggest names in gaming that have transcended the natural gaming environment and went into like media, and just say Call of Duty is in Game Pass, and then hopefully that will do it. Or on our service, or hoard up all this IP and just send it out to developers. I don't know. I was when I was driving today, I was thinking like, and then with the recent news that just came out, like, what is their goal? Like, what are they trying to do? They are really trying to I wanted to get into this when I was talking about the Phil stuff, but like, what is their point in this whole thing? Like, are they just want to own IP? Do they want are they seeing xCloud blowing up somewhere? Because remember, to the CMA, they basically said xCloud is not even proven. Like, cloud gaming is not even a proven thing. Like, we don't know if it's ever going to take off. Like, they're just kind of wishy-washy on the whole cloud thing. And that could be just a pose or whatever the hell they're doing. But there's no logical like use for what they're doing. Like, they have not proven to us, the gamers, that this is a good thing, or they know what the hell they're doing. And seeing what they've done with the studio since 2018, dude, what proof do we have? What roadmap do they have of look at what we did with this game? They have nothing. They have nothing to show for it.
What they're doing, I'll tell you what they're doing, man. They're the master of nothing. right?
Exactly.
They're just all over the fucking place. They're mediocre at everything when it comes to gaming, and they're changing their minds every week, trying to fit a different narrative. Sony is trying to keep them small, and then the next day you're trying. It's almost like you're trying to force Sony to accept this fucking deal, and you're offering it, to be in their service and all kind of stuff, and then the next week, we trust Sony when it comes to gaming. We trust them in Nintendo, and they're the experts, and they're this and that. You're gloating about, they have the best IPs, better than us. And all of this stuff, right? You're just all over the place. You're praising these guys, but then at the end of the day, you really just want to say, "Listen, man, I really, at this point, I really don't know what Microsoft really want."
I have no clue.
They're just all over the place, and I'm gonna be honest, Jez. I do not. The reason I don't trust them with Call of Duty, right? I don't trust them with those games is because they haven't shown us gamers, right?
Yeah.
Forget the fanboy stuff. At the end of the day, you're gamers.
Yep.
Forget the corporations. Right. If you like Call of Duty, if you like Overwatch, if you like StarCraft, if you like all of these other games that Blizzard Activision make, ask yourself, right? How can Microsoft make those games better for you? Look at what Microsoft has stuck their heads in, right? They stuck their hands in Halo Infinite, their biggest IP, right? They spent over $500 million on that game. It's supposed to last for 10 years. You barely see any people talking about it or playing it anymore.
Mm-mm. And they can't
fumbled that game.
They can't get people back. They can't get people back. They've tried with Forge, and now Forge is just gonna shut up the diehard Halo fans that wanted all these features because now they're just gonna make it themselves. That's their solution.
Giving people, the chance to make their own stuff, their own levels and stuff. Listen,
they're trying to get them off their back so then they could fade and do the battle passes and work on the stuff that makes them money. And they could say, hey, those maps that you ever wanted, they don't have to work on them anymore. They make the community do it, and then they just make it active. They did the same thing with Halo 5. If you remember, the legs of Halo 5, they really stopped making maps for Halo 5, and instead they made just Forge maps to go into playlists. They're kind of doing the same thing here with game modes and stuff. They're just going to make the community build it, test it, what's popular, and throw it into the multiplayer queue while they work on Battle Pass shoulder pads. That's their plan. Like, that's why Forge was such a big deal, because it gets people off of the pressure off of their studio, 343, the people who should be doing it. It gets pressure off of them because it makes the community make it.
Can you imagine, right? Let's say they get Call of Duty. Let's say this deal goes through. And let's say in 2-3 years, 4 years from now, right? More people started moving away from Call of Duty, going to some other shooters or something like that. And then eventually Call of Duty ends up being like the Halo Infinite of gaming, right? Mm-hmm. It's something where it's just a watermark. It ends up being like Mixer, right? It's just another thing that was tossed aside. That is why, I'll be honest, that's why I believe Sony is fighting this thing. And it's again, you got to take the fanboy hat off of it. Sony will be okay if this deal goes through. Mm-hmm. But for gamers, for gaming, having such a big IP and one that's loved, do you really want to put it in the hands of the guy that's in last place? That's like, do you really want to get heart surgery by the guy who got D's and C's in class? Exactly. Or do you want to get, or do you want to get heart surgery by the guy who got straight A's, right?
Yep. No, exactly.
That's literally what it is.
And I actually tweeted this out. I said right here, because when I saw this thing, and this is hot topic that just came out right before the show, that Microsoft offered Sony to put Call of Duty in their PlayStation Plus service. Because if you remember, when we were talking about the 10-year deal to Nintendo, they weren't clear, first of all, if it was native or if it was streaming. Secondly, I said with the increase to $70 games, Microsoft would be they'll be great in a great position for them if they just put $70 games everywhere going, oh my God, sticker shock, and then makes Game Pass look even better, because they tried that move with games with gold. They tried to increase the price to make Game Pass look better. They tried to make everything else more money and make their service look better, not by giving content to the service and legitimacy to it. Instead, make everything else overpriced so that the thing that you want people to go to, you're funneling them through. So they're doing the same thing with $70 games. Put $70 games on everything, on a Switch and this and that. And it makes Game Pass look like the more attractive deal. And that was actually one of the complaints that Sony had to the thing, was like, Microsoft could put it on our platform, but they're going to offer it in their subscription service that we can't compete with. Like, they're going to put it in Game Pass, and they're going to offer that game for 15, whatever, the dollar, whatever the hell they could do whatever they want. Actually, they could even adjust the game accordingly to fit the Game Pass model and make it look crazy. Just look at Sea of Thieves for $60 with three fetch quest missions. You will be a fool to pay $60 for that game. Get it in Game Pass. Halo Infinite, no co-op, no replay missions, no campaign extensions. The game was dead as it can be. $60 for that campaign. You would be a fool to buy Halo for $60 for just that campaign. Better get it in Game Pass. See, what they're doing is they'll put it out there for the suckers, but the game really isn't reflective of the price. So now with $70 everywhere, Game Pass looks better. And Sony, they offered right before this show, it came out from Bloomberg that Microsoft offered Sony 10 years or whatever the hell, but to put it in PlayStation Plus, and Sony has not accepted. And actually, I think they declined it. And I tweeted out here, Sony is single-handedly saving Call of Duty. My goodness, imagine Call of Duty in a subscription service day one everywhere. Ask Halo Infinite how it's doing with that. They would, and what's crazy is that what is the repercussions of taking a game that you're seeing on MPD, just seeing how much it's selling and putting it in a subscription service to cannibalize sales, and willing to give that franchise to Sony to do the same damn thing.
Yeah.
How much respect do you have for that franchise? Like, what are you going to do with Call of Duty to make, like, how can you just take a game that's selling like hotcakes at $70, even on PC, and then just put it in for this lowball service? Like, I could imagine they'll be like, hey, you want 4 maps? Have 4 maps at launch. 3 maps, another map, seasonality. Here we come. And now we get the bullshit spoon feed me Call of Duty over the year, because now Call of Duty is in 2 subscription gaming services.
Whatever your name is,
I
get ready
can't
for the big
imagine
surprise.
that's what they would do for that. And Sony doesn't want that deal, dude. Why would they? It's selling great on their platform. Why would they want to cannibalize
Whatever
their
your
own
name
sales?
is, get ready for the big surprise.
Right?
You know what? I think that's the biggest part of it, is that Microsoft can't really sell games, right?
No, to them, they don't care, man. They're just swinging for the fences and striking out.
Yeah. So on the flip side, I mean, Nintendo and Sony, right? They're the OGs in the game. They're still able to make good games that people want to buy at full price. Microsoft can't do that. Even with them going with this whole $70 thing, it's not going to happen. They're not going to sell many games. And I'll be honest, a lot of people are not just going to go out and buy Xbox just because Microsoft don't make those type of games that are system sellers. They just don't.
Yeah.
So, good luck. Listen, good luck to Microsoft, man. I know they need this bad. Here's my thing. If this deal falls, if it fails, Phil Spencer, he may lose his job on this, because this is
he didn't look too happy at the Game Awards, dude. He was not Phil Ness at the Game Awards. And then his quote, which I'll get into in a little bit, it doesn't sound very kumbaya. Like and also how many times he was asked about Call of Duty exclusivity. Same thing with the Starfield stuff. Like, Phil, I think is the nice guy is wearing off, and he's showing his weakness, because he cannot lead this thing. Like, I think he threw out a couple of ideas. People jumped on it, because I think we could all determine here. We found out Phil Spencer's use to Microsoft, and we've seen it with the $70 games. I said this when the $70 game increase went there. Phil Spencer was nowhere to be found on social media to talk about $70 games. Microsoft first party going to $70. He's the head of goddamn Xbox, seat at the table, splitting bread with Satya and all the executives. And he is not the person to make that announcement. Instead, a PR person, just some cold call, makes that announcement that all the Xbox games moving forward will go from $60 to $70. Phil Spencer, Greenberg, Major Nelson, nobody, not even a tweet, not even a, that's why our quality is going to be increasing, excited to share these new games with you. Nothing, nada. Phil Spencer was in a goddamn cave right now. They did not even tote him out. But when it comes to all this deal and he can't shut his goddamn mouth. We found out what Phil's thing is. Phil is basically their PR goodwill gamer. They use him. They farm his ass out when they want somebody to feel good. Feel good. Rub your nipples. Feel good. That's what they want him. That's what he is. He's their PR dude. He has no goddamn concept. He never talks about games. He never talks about how the stuff's going. Booty is goddamn clapping in his goddamn closet in the streets. We have no clue what the updates are. He's not providing updates. Herman Holtz got 3 buttons undone, chest hair and chains, hugging developers, taking pictures with them, celebrating their beautiful quality games. Matt Booty is taking a shit in the corner somewhere. And Phil Spencer gets touted out to do interviews on, ever. Let me talk to Justine and Game. And I love this room with all this Xbox stuff. Let me tell you. And he's just a con man. And where's my thing? Here he is.
You have me right. Con men, thieves, degenerates, lowlifes, thugs,
That's
criminals.
what he is. He's a PR figurehead. That's what Phil Spencer is, a PR figurehead. He has nothing to do with game updates or shit.
What if this deal doesn't go through? What's the next move? Where does Microsoft? I mean, because I think from what I understand, they thought that this deal would be closed by now, and they would be able to offer all of those Blizzard Activision games
and Game Pass.
In Game Pass, and that would tie people over to next year sometime. That would basically buy them some time. But now gamers are like, fuck that. Where are the games? And I think they don't have an answer for that. And I think they backed themselves into a corner. For remember, Microsoft didn't invest in gaming for about 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, from 2016, they shut because it makes no sense. They shut down Lionhead Studios just to have Fable come back with Playground games. No sense. Rare, they got sitting there making a goddamn pirate game, but we want to bring back Perfect Dark. You make the initiative, bring it back with Crystal Dynamics. Who's making these decisions? Rare and Perfect Dark. Stop CFDs. We want Perfect Dark back. Why would you get a bunch of friggin' people that made Ratchet and Clanks and Tomb Raiders to give them Perfect Dark and then not even use the 40 of them and say, hey, Crystal Dynamics, you made some bootleg Avengers. You could work on Perfect Dark. Rare is sitting there. I don't give a shit who from Rare is still around there. But you had that guy that made Killer Instinct. What's his name? That friggin' that guy. Did he leave? He was making Crackdown? No, he left. That guy cracked. But the guy that made Killer Instinct, he was all touting around. He came back from you have people at Rare. Let Rare do Perfect Dark. That's you want to see Rare and you want to see Perfect Dark for the nostalgia effect. You want Lionhead and Fable. Playground.
I never understood that. I never understood why they would have Rare, right? With all those IPs and
Banjo, nothing.
The talent and do nothing with it.
Yeah. You put Banjo. You drew the assets of Banjo to put in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
You never came out with a Banjo game.
Yeah, people have been begging for another Killer Instinct follow-up,
And Killer Instinct sequel. Man. Nothing. Nothing.
I don't know what Microsoft in-game is, but I'll tell you, it's going to end.
But J-Up, when you saw that today, when you saw that they said, hey, Sony, you could put Call of Duty in your PlayStation Plus service.
I'd say that was a wrap. That shows you they don't fucking
care. That's exactly the point.
They don't give a shit about their...
They don't care.
Listen, they don't
Let it
care.
burn. They want it all to crash with them.
They don't care about their hardware because at the game, they didn't even mention the word Xbox. It was just only Game Pass, right? They don't even care about the hardware anymore. And after they done sold you the world's most powerful console, it's a monster, right? Yeah. You don't hear none of that shit anymore. They act like it doesn't exist. And I think that's the problem. That's why gamers just don't trust Microsoft, because they're in gaming, but they're not in gaming wholeheartedly for the artistry of it, for the craft, for the love of gaming. They're just there putting these fucking shady shit together, trying to convince convince people otherwise, basically to fucking sign up for their Azure cloud server fucking bullshit that clearly
That they can sell
people
you
don't
Windows
want.
or something like that on Excel.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Nobody wants to play shitty games that the Xbox console gamers don't want to play on their fucking mobile phone.
I know. That's why it makes no
don't.
sense, dude. They're not playing on their mobile phone right now. It's on an iPad, an iPhone, and nobody's playing these games right now. Like, there is no uptick. 5G sucks. No, the speeds are horrible. No, and you could see the internet is not reviewing. Internet was more hyped about VR being a thing than cloud gaming. Cloud gaming fell flat on its face. The two huge people that Microsoft said are our competitors are done with cloud gaming, pretty much. God, they're pretty much done. J-Dub, I use as an example. It's like we had Giants. Oh my God, New York Giants. They pissed me off. You don't talk about pissing me off. But the Giants and Eagles game, right?
You're my
You
number
go
one
there,
customer.
Giants fans sitting on the right, Eagles fans sitting on the left. They're both like going at each other. And then you got some dude in the middle, Mr. Microsoft. I'll call him Phil, who sits there and they're like, hey, Phil, who do you want to win? The Giants and Eagles? This is for first, but they're going to be fine. And then the guy goes, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Dude, you pay front row seat just sitting right next to us. So front row. I don't even like football. Like, I don't care. Whatever. Let them like bet. It's like the people who watch the Super Bowl. It's like, I don't care. It's like you paid $5,000 for a front row seat to the Super Bowl, but you don't give a shit. You don't even like football. That's what Microsoft is like. They're like these dudes that just have all this money. They want to buy the best seat in town and then just watch it all burn. They could give a shit. And what's crazy is that they have a 20-year legacy that they went through sweat and tears to try to compete with Sony to actually make themselves a viable player in console gaming with the 360, all to just let it die at the end of the Xbox One in 2016 and just let it go to shit. It drives me crazy. And look, I'm showing the dollar sales here of Call of Duty number goddamn one sitting up here. And I'm sure the breakdown between PlayStation and Xbox sales is probably like 70 to 30, right?
Yeah.
And you're looking at this, and Sony's like, dude, we don't want to put your shit in our service.
Customer.
We don't want Call of Duty on service because it's selling $70 in our store and in this stuff. We don't want to do it. And Microsoft just says, we don't care. You could put in your service. You could wipe your ass with it. We don't care. It's like renting this and I'm not going to say Call of Duty is a beautiful mansion, but it's like taking this IP, what a Call of Duty is, in this mansion and just letting a bunch of college kids come in and just shit up the place and stomp on all the stuff and just leave. Like, they don't care. They're willing to take Call of Duty and have it hoard out on a subscription service. Sony could do whatever the hell they want just to get this deal done. How desperate does that sound? That does not sound like a strategy. That sounds like a fool. That sounds like an idiot with money that just doesn't know what they're doing with it. What is the strategy then? And if you're an Xbox fan, how the hell do you sit there and go, Microsoft, that's a smart move? Dude, it is the stupidest thing ever. They're spending $70 billion to make Call of Duty in subscription plans and to put it on everything that it's already on. Tell me that the dudes on the phone want to play a streamed version of Call of Duty when they could play the native mobile version of Call of Duty right now. They don't care about xCloud version of Call of Duty. And the amount of effort to put this game on a Switch, I would give that a 2-year run before Microsoft goes, yeah, that's taking up a lot of time. We're just going to put Game Pass on the Switch and Switch players enjoy cloud gaming with Call of Duty. And that's the finesse that they're going to do. I don't understand it. I almost fell out of my seat when they said, Sony, you could put it in PlayStation Plus. Like, they really don't care. They don't care. Microsoft does not honor their IP. And I said this before. I say this all the time. If they did what they did to Halo, every IP that they make is going to be treated the same. Because if they treat Halo the way it is, Perfect Dark, where I don't have to do that. I got booty right here on tap.
We already know.
Fable. You get ready. You think they're going to Crackdown? It's already in the shit. Killer Instinct, where's that? Dude, if they did this to Halo, done. Master Cheeks, goddamn showing his ass. The hell out of here. They disgraced the goddamn show. They approved season 2 before season 1 was even out. And Paramount Plus, Master Chief. The
Did
hell,
anybody even watch that?
dude! I stopped watching
never
the
watched one episode.
first episode. I was done when the dude took
Yeah.
off his helmet. We've been waiting, and people don't understand. 20
I
goddamn
heard he
years.
took his helmet off with the first episode. It was like, oh man, come on.
J-Dub, we waited 20 goddamn years. There was laws, there were freaking forums. Oh, he's pale. He has a blue face because he's been under the helmet and he's been injected with all this stuff and the Spartan armor. And he has like, and all this crazy stuff, all these theories. And they let the actor just take off the mask and he looks like the same goddamn actor. They didn't put makeup on him. They didn't make him look a little digitally like broken down. It's the same dude like, yo, here I am. Like he's wearing a goddamn Halloween costume.
Yeah.
And then he started taking off more of his goddamn clothes until his bare ass was out and Cortano's fucking him in the ass. I don't know what the hell's going on. Boss.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on. He was, when I saw him, I was joking. I was like, dude, they're going to have this guy bare ass naked by the end of the season. They did. He was bare ass naked. I don't know what he was doing, but it was the same dude. Like they didn't put like cuts and scrapes on his face or make him look like he's not tan. Dude came out chiseled with a mustache and a tan. Who the fuck fucking this, the chief? Yep. 20 years. Yep. 20 years we wait to see this son of a bitch and comes out. It's like, hey, it's me, guys, just from the red carpet. Here I am. It's like, the fuck this? The hell out of here. And then he's running around without the Spartan armor on, just walking around. That's what they did to the goddamn franchise. They're the franchise that created the stupid Xbox. The franchise they built it on, that's what they did. Steven Spielberg had his money on it. This was Steven Spielberg's movie. He might as well throw it on fucking E.T. in there, make Master Chief carry E.T. around. Goddamn Steven Spielberg was part of this shit. That's what you do. And then you see the Last of Us trailer. Look at the respect of the characters. Yeah, maybe the I'm telling you, the story, the acting is going to be top notch. It's going to be incredible. Because Sony respects its IP. It's not going to hoard shit out. Now, everything's not going to be a banger. There'll be some cheesy movies. But look what Sony has done with Spider-Man. It's not even their IP, but they know how to market and they know what fans are expecting. But they just, Nintendo the same way. Look at that Mario movie trailer.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. Like, yes, the voice acting and stuff. But again, you look at the animation, dude, it looks like a game that I want to play. Just look what Sonic did, how they really did well. They listened to the fans, they changed the model of the character, and they made a kick-ass Sonic movie. Like, it's just The Witcher, same way. They respect the character. Like, the Harry Cavill, he sounded like friggin' Geralt. Like, he was like, holy crap, like the voice and shit. I was like, whoa, that pulled me in. But like, you respect the IP, dude. Oh my God, I'm done with that goddamn Master Chief. I don't even know season 2. Let me get these super chats, dude. I have my freaking rant up. You say the word goddamn Halo, or I say the word Halo, and I just go fucking tangents. Borbor Katriva, the 2, he goes, the creative folks at Rare moved to Media Molecule. Oh shit. What the hell is Media Molecule doing, man? I'm going to tell you, Dreams, I love Dreams. I play Dreams all the time, like in between games and stuff. That needs a PS5 update. They did update it to 60 frames per second, but man, I want VR2 support. Oh, God. Dreams is absolutely incredible. I can't believe it does not get the attention because it is basically, it shits on Project Spark, what Project Spark was supposed to be with this gaming creative platform where they shoved Conquer in. That was his last sighting. But man, what you could do in Dreams is absolutely incredible. And then True with the 2, he goes, Xbox offered Sony PS Plus deal. Sounds desperate. Exactly. That's what I thought when I first heard that. They're like, they don't care. Any concessions, they're like, throw it on there. And Sony's like, no, dude, it sells. What's selling? And look at this. Top video game sales. Look, anything in Game Pass, anything, you still got Miles Morales in the top 20. Miles Morales is still there. Oh, here's Minecraft. Goddamn, the housefly that doesn't die, Minecraft. They've been whoring that out for years. Look at this. Even MLB The Show is selling. That's crazy. You got Horizon Forbidden West, God of War, Elden Ring Cold. Like, Sony doesn't have a problem they need to solve. Microsoft is the one that can't sell shit.
You're
Look
my
at
number one
look at their
customer.
physical sales. Microsoft's the one that has a problem that they're trying to patch up. And no, it's funny. I wanted to tie this in to remember when Phil was like, Sony and I think I have that up. Sony and Nintendo are not our competition. And it's like it's Amazon and Google. Remember when he did that interview?
Mhm.
Remember that
I
when he's
remember.
like, they're not. Where do I have the article? Yeah, what was it like? Oh, it's here. I'll do this. Xbox. Yeah, here it is. It's like Phil says that oh, I must have it there. Phil, it's like what did he say? Actually, he said that Sony is not our competition, and this I want to pull this in here because this is what he actually said here, right? So. What
Yeah.
Phil said here was Xbox boss Phil Spencer. This is Phil Ness of 2020, right? Phil Ness of 2020. Hit that subscribe button, everybody. Hit that like button. We got over 300. Holy gee, 330 people. Hit that like button, everybody. The Grindhouse, stay in the room only in the back. You in the back, stay in the room only. Get ready. Here come the receipts. Here come the receipts. Ready? Phil Ness. Here we go. Xbox boss Phil Spencer doesn't see Sony as competition going forward. And somebody wrote convenient, right? So this is his quote. When you talk about Nintendo and Sony, we have a ton of respect for them, but we see Amazon and Google as the main competitors going forward. He said, that's not to disrespect Nintendo and Sony, but hear how he disrespects them. But the traditional gaming companies are somewhat out of position. I guess they could try to recreate Azure, but we invested tens of billions of dollars in cloud over the years.
Well, that's your fault.
But cloud, what did he say to the CMA? Cloud has yet to be proven, right? Where would he say? CMA cloud is not proven, right? What did they say? Something like that?
Yeah.
Microsoft, what did they say? But you see how he minimalizes that they can't compete with us because we've invested billions of dollars in infrastructure to recreate Azure.
Yep.
Now, he continued, I don't want to be in a fight over format wars with Nintendo and Sony while Amazon and Google are focusing how to get gaming to 7 billion people around the world. Ultimately, that's the goal, one step at a time. He's interested in quantity.
Why don't they get out of the console hardware business then? Why don't they just give up on the hardware?
Yeah.
And then they can formally say, hey, Sony, Nintendo, I don't want to compete with you guys on the hardware standpoint. You guys can have it. What I want to do is get into the cloud business with the streaming and stuff like that.
Multi-plat, be a third-party developer, all this other stuff, right? But guess what,
If
J-Dub?
they decided to be,
This
go
was
ahead.
right before he was doing the whole exclusives don't matter, right?
Now it's what defines a company and shit.
Dude,
He's
he
backtracking
said
every
he don't
fucking
want to
thing.
be in the format wars, but let's go make Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 exclusive to our format.
Yep.
Oh, really? 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 Because that is exactly what the CMA said. Shout out to Fake Man Bear Pig. What's up, man? Yo, I shouted you out earlier. Thank you again for giving me the link. I got the PSVR 2 on pre-order. Awesome, man. Thank you again for that. But going back to what Phil's saying, like, Amazon, Google, the competition, not Sony. Not Sony. First off, that's self-proclaimed. They both see you as competition. You could say, I don't think they're competition because they don't spend money on Azure clouds. But guess what? As long as you're building a piece of shit console, Sony has the bullseye on your ass. So you could say what you want. You're just being dismissive. It's like going in as, like, here we go, Giants fans. Remember these good old days. The New England Patriots. We're 16-0. We don't look at the Giants. They're 6th place as competition. We're going to go right through the Super Bowl. We are undefeated. We beat everybody. We walked here. We don't look at them as competition, but you could bet your damn ass that the New York Giants going into that Super Bowl saw your ass as competition. They're coming after you, dude. So the thing is you could be dismissive all you want because of how much money you're putting in the cloud, which you say has yet to be proven. Now, 2 years later, now the cloud is some bullshit. But you were going, well, they don't have the money in cloud. We look at Amazon and Google. Well, what happened? Google shut its cloud down, bitch. Yep. So now who's your competition? Amazon with the Luna control that they're trying to throw in everybody's stocking at Christmas?
Yep.
Cloud is dead, dude. You invested wrong. You try to make something happen that didn't need to happen. Nobody gives a flying shit about cloud. Nobody cares. Google is not putting it on hold. Google backed out. They're gone. They're done. Stadia, they're giving money back.
And Microsoft is going to do the same fucking thing like they did with Mixer, like they did with every. Think about it. Less than 6 months when they signed all that money.
Oh yeah, they're spending all this money on Ninja and Shroud.
Right, to get Ninja. Yep.
6 months later, they shut the whole thing down. Gave everybody their money back. Had people migrate over. Had people crying that they moved their channels over because Ninja was there and Shroud. They did the same thing. They bought Nokia. Look, we're really serious about making phones. Shut that whole shit down. Nokia has never been the same since. Yep. This is what they do. They chew them up and spin them out. So he could say here that, oh, they're not competition, but guess what? They see you as competition, dude. And that's why I can't believe that you really believe the shit that you're spewing, because you are in shock that Sony doesn't want you to buy the golden goose.
Yep.
You don't want Sony, so you don't want them to buy the golden goose. Like that, Sony doesn't want you to have the game ball, because guess what? You could say anything you want, but as soon as your back is against the wall and Phil's going to get 1 foot out the ass and say you're fired, oh, you're going to be in goddamn Skinner's box mode and start snapping at people. And now you're going to take your golden goose and you're going to go home. And Sony knows that. And the fact is that Sony knows that. You want to know why I was thinking about this whole Call of Duty thing. Sony has spent money in the last 10 years buying that exclusivity type benefits, those perks. Right? Sony has spent money in this stuff. And this is where the stupid internet doesn't realize that's a negotiation. Sony goes, hey, Activision, we want to have this battle pass or this mode exclusive for us for a little bit. We'll give you some money. You make that exclusive. Activision goes, sure, we'll do that. That is a negotiation. They give them some money. One hand washes the other. 2 hands wash the face. That's done. That's the Sony Activision deal. It's an agreement. Sony gives you some money. They give you some content. And call it a day. Sony knows the power of that negotiation, and they don't want Microsoft to have that. And guess what? Microsoft don't got to negotiate with anybody. Microsoft will be like, yep, we're making a whole new battle pass only on Xbox. We don't have to talk to Activision about it. Fuck it, we own them. We could do whatever. We could make the Game Pass battle pass. And Sony has no negotiating power on this stuff. Whereas if you really want real competition, you goddamn 3Cs out there, you want real competition, where's that $7 billion to counter the offer that Sony's making to Activision to get that content? If that content is so powerful, Microsoft has the money, they got the green light, counter offer Sony's deal. Why isn't Microsoft doing that? They used to. They put content for GT7, GT4. They made Call of Duty map packs free for a month, or extra for a month. They did it. Why are they not doing it now? That's competition. If that's valuable to Microsoft, if they think that content is valuable, then outbid Sony. Deathloop, you love Bethesda so much. Where were you when Deathloop was being shopped around? Phil? If that was such a great game that you're like, oh, Bethesda is a great company. We want to be partnered with them. We appreciate all that shit that they do. We love Bethesda. Pete Hines is in my back pocket. I love them. Todd Howard, I play with his hair all the time. You love him so much. Where were you with Deathloop? Where was your wallet? Where was booty clapping in the streets? Where were you when that deal was done? Where was your counter to what Sony offered? That's competition. But now you just go buy the golden goose and go, guess what? You can't negotiate with them anymore because we bought the cow. And that's a leverage that you can't compete with. You can't compete with. You can't. They bought Call of Duty. There's no negotiating anymore. Sony knows this. Yep. They can't negotiate a battle pass in this, and they've seen how effective it's been. They pulled that Call of Duty market from Xbox with the PS4. They know the power of this stuff. And the fact that Microsoft could just wash it under the rug and do that in a blink of an eye because they own the whole fucking publisher, Sony doesn't want to be at that disadvantage. So they shouldn't say anything. They should just be there, just bitching, just saying like, Bill, God bless you. Enjoy Activision. We'll be here and we support you growing gaming. Bullshit.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. Why, with all the money that Microsoft has, right? All those trillions of dollars, why couldn't they just do what Sony and Nintendo are doing and just develop great games and develop great studios, by themselves?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Why do you have to go out and buy all these publishers and stuff? And I just don't understand it. You can't be the last place in gaming and then try to say, well, we're doing something that the competition isn't doing, and it's like the shit's just stupid, man.
It pisses me off.
And I hope nobody falls for it. Excel at something before you try to take on the big behemoth. That's how I'm like.
Well, they have no track record. That's the thing. They have nothing to prove. And they actually, when they were going back with the CMA, if you read one of the things they were saying with the CMA was that, they have a track record of buying up multi-platform developers and making their next game exclusive. They talked about Bleeding Ass after Ninja Theory. That was only on Xbox. They talked about, guess what? Outer Worlds 1 was everywhere. It was published by Focus or whoever published it. I forgot who published Outer Worlds 1 was everywhere.
Yeah.
Outer Worlds 2 only on Xbox platforms. And you look and you see like Ninja Theory's Hellblade 2 only on Xbox. You look at what they did with the only game they didn't do it with was Double Fine, Psychonauts 2, but that was already in negotiations before that. So, but look at their history of what they've been doing. Their next game from all their studios, Avowed, the Obsidian, Avowed, exclusive, Outer Worlds 2, exclusive. This is what they're doing. They have a trend of buying companies and their next game is exclusive. And you want to know what? That is fine. That's what they should do, J-Dub. Oh, J-Dub left. What happened? J-Dub got kicked. I don't know what happened. J-Dub, come back in. That's what they should do. Right? That's what they should do. But the problem is that their mouth gets in front of them going, we want everybody to play our games. Everywhere. How do you talk out of one side of your mouth about everybody to play our games, but then the next side of your mouth, you're making everything only on your platform, and then trying to pull the bullshit going, well, it's on PC. Don't come at me with that shit. Microsoft has a vested interest in putting games on PC because they sell the friggin' operating system. They sell the goddamn operating system for PC. Don't tell them, oh, well, we put our games on PC, so we're good. We put them every... Dude, you know what? Why don't you go put your games on a MacBook? Now let's see. That's some competition for you. Let's see you put your games on a Mac. Right in the Apple Store. Go ahead. Go put Halo Infinite on a MacBook. Now you're putting it on the competition. Now let's see where you're putting the games. You're putting it on PC. You got it in your Windows Store, Steam. Oh, you pay a little bit of royalties here and there. But guess what? Steam, the platform, needs your operating system to survive. Tell me how many Linux laptops are out there. Not a lot. So don't give me this bullshit that, oh, we're putting it on PC, so we are not, we're putting it on our competitors. No, you're not. PC is not your competitor, Microsoft. Go put it on a MacBook. Go over to Steve Jobs' goddamn place and say, hey, I'm going to be on your show. I'm putting it on a Mac. Now let's see your competition. You putting it on a PlayStation, putting it on a Switch. That's competition. Natively. Not through streaming, not through subscriptions. Natively. Go put it on your competition. Now you could talk about 7 billion gamers. And that's the other problem, everybody. Phil says they're touching Oh, J-Dub got what happened? Goddamn Windows computer. Phil got him. All right, come back in when you're ready, J-Dub. Windows computer. Rebooting. But that's competition, everybody. Let me get these super chats. Grind is going wild in the chat. Shout out to the new subscribers, Liquid Data, Zero Steel. Doing. I did Bobo Controlling. He says, Ram with me a molecule, True Witty. We got him. Hero Reborn. With the 2, he goes, Series X is in danger of falling behind in 2023. Yeah. Not on the grinds board, but did you see that the Series S now is $250 permanently until the end of the year? Let me give you a nice little sound effect to tell you what that is. Fire sale. I had some people in the chat telling me that they saw them at Best Buy. It's a fire sale. Those things are overstocked. And guess what? We had the NPDs up. PlayStation 5 won the NPDs with an Xbox sitting at $250 with a $50 coupon. Goddamn, $200 for a Series S booster. Came in 3rd in November. Came in 3rd. What are we doing here? 3rd. That's what happened. And I said the only way that they could stay relevant is by dropping the S. They have no games. They have no games. And they dropped the S. And boom. They went 3rd in November. 3rd, J-Dub.
Yep.
Hey, J-Dub's back. They went 3rd with a friggin' console bottomed out fire sale.
Yep.
They couldn't
$199.
even $199. And what's crazy is that PlayStation 5 won in both dollars and unit sales. Both. Yep. And Xbox couldn't even get into 2nd place with that. The Switch and PlayStation 5 outsold it. And some stupid VG charts trying to get all Xbox all googly inside. And Aaron Greenberg retweets that crap in VG charts.
Yep.
Trash. NPD showed they sold it. And that is crazy. That shows that that they're irrelevant. It's sad. It's ridiculous, but they are irrelevant. They cannot get away. They can't get out of their own way. They can't get out of their own way. You want to see even some more Phil Ness, some Greenberg Ness? Here you go. Aaron Greenberg. We talked about Microsoft's no show. Aaron Greenberg. In 2020, here, this is a J-Dub tweet right here. We got an incredible week of working on future Xbox games with all leads across Europe. It's going to be such an exciting year to our fans on 2020 and beyond. 2020 was delayed Halo.
Yeah.
Next tweet from Greenberg. Happy 21, everybody. Hope we had a good holiday break. I'm here to say we're excited about the year of Xbox from Bethesda and ZeniMax and gaming events and shows, the releases of like Psychonauts 2, Halo Infinite, and more. I look forward to it. That was in 21. 2022 is going to be a great year. Cannot wait to experience it with you. That's this year, everybody. Hint, hint.
Yep.
Okay. A few moments later.
After the damage control. So, Jada, let me get you this opinion on this. Microsoft, we said, was a no-show at the Game Awards. Nothing.
Yep.
Not even a release date, not even a hey, we're working on Perfect Dark. They even showed Perfect Dark trailer at the Game Awards. That was where that was shown. In 2020. Yep. God damn it. In 2019, I think. In 2019 they showed it. Or 2020, because 2019 was the X and Hellblade.
Yep.
If they knew they weren't going to show anything, where was the... Oh, because now you see the traditional bootleg Jez comes out and he goes, just like how he came out when when Perfect Dark was in trouble and Crystal Dynamics, and he goes, "Oh, I heard rumors that they were helping them out, and now they're partnering with them." Where was your bullshit before that? You didn't want to bring it up because it will be negativity. No, we can't be negative. You got to be positive with Xbox fans because they're very sensitive. You can't be negative. Yep. But when the shit hits the fan and Schreier's out there saying, "Yo, Perfect Dark's in trouble," then all of a sudden Bootleg Jez comes out and he's like, "Oh, I heard the rumors too about what's happening." Well, guess what? Here comes the damage control. Now Bootleg is saying, "Oh, they might have an event. I can neither see near or there. I heard I took a shit and somebody wrote it on the toilet paper." And now they're taking Aaron Greenberg's tweet and going, "Oh, we have a lot to show you. An exciting year for 23. Appreciate folks eager to learn and see more. Timing is always key, but don't worry, you will not have to wait long to see what's next from us." J-Dub, that is damage. Why would he tweet that out after the disappointment of not showing anything when they had plans in January or next year? Don't you think they would have said that before the show? Instead, they let the shit happen. Shit hit the fan, and here comes the damage control. The 3 C's, please, in the chat. J-Dub, is this damage control?
It's damage control. I mean, you can't possibly, right, deny that it's not. It is. It is what it is. Phil is a known liar. That's all he does. Greenberg. I don't trust anything he says. I don't trust anything he does. Jez, we're not just talking about the last 2-3 years. This guy's been lying since he's taken over.
Dude, he's been lying since day goddamn one. Like, I think he came in with good intentions.
You know that screen. You know that screenshot that I have.
Oh yeah, with all the sentences, right?
Every single year from 2014, all the quotes he had.
E3
the
quotes.
Best year ever, and just wait, and all this fucking shit. We can't sit here and ignore that and act like, I mean, that is factual. Those are his quotes. Nobody quoted that. He quoted that.
That's it.
And what happened? Every year we sit around, we wait to E3, we wait to Comic-Con, we wait to the Game Awards show.
They were there, right? They said they were going. We're going to Gamescom. We're going to Comic-Con.
Yep.
We're going. They make it a big point that they're there, and then Tim Dog always tweets out saying Sony's horrible to their fans. They don't actually go to these shows.
Yep. But
shame on Sony for not going to them.
Yeah, I mean,
but they go there and show the same goddamn games.
Yeah, I'll be honest. It's embarrassing. And it shows you, it makes the Xbox fan base, they have to eat crow, because just days ago, right? Just yesterday, before this news came out today, the news came out today, but just yesterday, they were saying that, now Phil is going to pull the 10 years that he offered them, and now they get nothing, and
they
everything.
Need them. J-Dub, they need them.
Bro, they listen, COD is 68% of the fan base.
You're my number one
68%.
They're not pulling the shit off of them.
Xbox is 22%. PC has the rest.
J-Dub, they need them so bad that they're saying, put it in your service. We need you. Dude,
listen, they didn't say just put it on your console, but put it in your competing service.
I know. Like, it makes no sense.
Like, that is fucking crazy. And I'm gonna be honest. That's more how can I put it?
Desperate.
That should give people more caution and more pause for why this deal shouldn't go through.
Yeah, I know. It's really like extreme close up of Phil Nez. But like, exactly, dude. It is really like, it is so swing for the fences. Like, I don't, whatever you want. And Sony just going like, no. And one of the things that I noticed too in this whole thing is that Sony is able to drop their games. They're able to put VR out. They're announcing more games. Death Stranding 2 just announced. Silent Hill 2. They've been slyly announcing new games, like, and new exclusive games coming to their platform, all while Microsoft is the one doing cartwheels at the circus and playing with the elephants and the Ring of Fire. They're the ones that got to jump through the booty hole and do all this stuff. Sony just goes, not impressed. Not impressed. No thanks. And then meanwhile, Microsoft's like, we'll come back with an offer. We'll come back with another one. Don't worry about it. We'll come back. And Microsoft's the one that seems to be distracted. They seem to be like really consumed with this so much that they're letting their shit, their games fall apart. Just fall apart, like delays. Oh, we're not going to be at the Game Awards because the CMA and FTC are going to be there. Who the hell knows? They can't show games. Dude, this shit seems like it's going to last until the 2024. If that's an excuse, you better pack up that Xbox and throw it out in the forest because that shit's done. You're never going to get a game if it's all about the FTC. You're not going to get shit if they got to lay low and say we suck and have Stutter and Satya get out there and say some stuff.
So everything that we're doing with our content, with our
what was that again, Satya, please?
And so everything that we're doing with our content, with our our cloud.
Oh, that's it, exactly. They need Stutter and Satya out there. Like they even hood his ass out there. Satya, go out there and stutter something. Say something. The problem is they're the ones that look cowardly. They're the ones that look weak. And I see podcasts and stuff where they rub their nipples about Microsoft money and Microsoft could buy out everybody if they want. Microsoft's the one that looking like a bitch. They're the one that's acting so just incompetent and so dumb and just so like ignorant. And they celebrated 20 years of Xbox, and they're the ones that are going, oh, that's clouds and the wood. They have no clue what the hell they're doing with this stuff. Bethesda's face down, ass up somewhere, talking about exclusive games. Man, I don't know where the hell my friggin' video shit is of the all the Bethesda crap that was going on. Is this it? Yeah, here it is. The Bethesda stuff. Like Pete Hines doing interviews, going where's that Pete Hines interview? Do I have that there? Just being so exclusives and this don't matter and just like all the jumping through hoops. And now just put it on your service. It's just so I'm going to find that article while we go, J-Dub. But yeah, just about the damage control thing to wrap that up with the no show here. Here's a bootleg Jez's article on Game Awards caps off a disappointing 2022, and then he talks about some wins this year. I don't know, just to kind of keep everybody excited to keep tuning into Windows Central. There used to be Windows Phone Central, but since Microsoft got rid of the phones, they changed themselves to Windows Central. If anybody didn't know that, Daniel Rubino, all the people that are ahead of Windows Central. It used to be Windows Phone Central, and it used to be part of Android Central, but they turned into Windows Central when Microsoft said, fuck your phones. So that's what you got now. They are even kind of phone refugees. They're Windows Phone refugees on this website, and Windows Central now turned into from Windows Phone Central, because I used to follow it because I was Windows. I had all that stuff Windows. And look at this lineup of quotes. Man, this has got to be the wall of shame right here. Wall of shame. Look at this wall, J-Dub.
Do not be sorry.
These are the MVPs of the 3 C's. That's what this is. This is the goddamn MVP wall of the 3 C's. Holy crap. You can't get better than this, J-Dub. In one article. Article. This is his sources right here. We got coming in at the VIP number 1, Cobra. Coming in number 2, Brian McCaffrey. We're not done yet, everybody. Just when you thought that was too much. Dustin Laguerre with the cookie slam, selling his cookies. Hand them, go buy his cookies. And then to wrap it all up, Mr. Paris Lilly. What a lineup we have for you tonight. My goodness, you can't get a better lineup of 3 C's. Jesus. Holy crap. Wow. You mean that these guys actually had something to say about Microsoft not showing anything?
Another one.
They've been doing this shit, like J-Dub said, for the last fucking decade.
Yep.
All of a sudden, now they come out, they're like, you know what? I'm a little perturbed that Phil Spencer didn't do shit at this Game Awards. I'm a little perturbed. Nobody said I'm a little perturbed that he didn't release any goddamn games in 2022. No, but the Game Awards, though, that fucking wet their noodle. That got them all their panties in a bunch. They go, oh shit, I got to say something now. He didn't say anything at the Game Awards. Not the fact that he didn't release anything in fucking 2022. No, we're not going to do an article about that. We're going to do an article that they were quiet at the Game Awards. That really wet my noodle. Get the hell out of here. No presents at the Game Awards. 2023 is next year. Please. Ryan McCaffrey went in like crazy, but you want to know what? He went in on Halo. And, you know, everybody comes back. You can't come back and all this other stuff until they say you heard something.
Yep.
But, you know, and Aaron Greenberg, here's the head of the 3 Cs. It's right there. Ryan did tear their ass. He did tear their ass. But you want to know what, though? You could tear their ass every goddamn month, dude, because it's the same thing. See, that's the problem that I have. It's just a kind of it's like a reality check. But, dude, they have fell on their face so many times. They did not release it. Where were they in June when Microsoft didn't even acknowledge Perfect Dark and Fable and Avowed and Outer Worlds 2 and all those games? Where were their comments there? They're like, oh, no, Starfield looks great. Where's these? Microsoft's been dropping the ball for the last decade, but all of a sudden you're going to have a turn. That's why this stuff is just like, yeah, that's interesting. I'm not making this an article because you want to know what? They'll come right back and butt it out ass as soon as Phil Spencer knocks on Paris's door saying, hey, Paris, we got some DLC for Flight Simulator. We got some planes for you to fly. We're going to fly you out to Washington. You can fly some helicopters, and we'll have you do some interviews. And all of a sudden, those tweets go away. They're like, oh, Phil butted our ass this week.
Yep.
They know. They got these guys by the balls. They know that. And as soon as Microsoft gives them a whiff, you know, from The Departed, a little whiff. Gives them a little whiff. Hey, Phil's watching. Oh, shit. I got to get back in line. Xbox is great. What a year. 2020 is going to be huge. 2023. Huge. One reveal. One whiff. Phil just got to walk by and just say, hey, you know what? He's going to have Booty just walk by their offices a little bit and go, oh, shit. What's that? Ooh. A little nutterberry there. What's that? Oh, Phil. Booty, go walk by IGN offices. Oh, shit. Oh, they're back. Oh, my God. What a year. They're going to have a killer year this year. That's it. Phil just give him a whiff. Just give him a whiff.
I tell you, man, I'm going to be honest. How do you see this all ending?
I have no goddamn clue, dude. I don't know.
There has to be an end game.
The end game? I have no clue what the end game is. I have no goddamn clue what this is. I'm so confused. Like, do they want to be third party? I think they just want to be third party. They want the Minecraft. That's what they want, dude. Yeah. And they want to put the lights on, pay the electric bill, and just sit back and make money. No effort. And they quote it there. Do more with less. That's what it is. They want to do more with less, and that's the Minecraft approach. Send us the electricity bill, give us the water bill. You go make some skins, and sit back and just let it make money while they do less effort. Contracted, and actually, it was one of the things that came up about this stuff was their whole switching over engines. Like that's why these games are having so many issues. That the tools, Toolman, if you're in the chat, tools. Requirement to use internal tools blamed for the state of Halo and Fable delays. The fact that they try to say you use our tools and they use contractors delayed these games. So now these custom tools to teach people is taking too much time. Now they just want to move everything to Unreal 5 that everybody kind of knows so they could use the cheap ass work who know Unreal 5 and not have to train them on their tools. You know, why build a custom car, J-Dub, and bring in temporary help and train them on how to work on the custom machine when, you know what, that's not working. We want to bring in cheap ass labor. Let's just make a tool set that all those cheap ass labor guys know. Make a car that everybody knows how to fix. And now we could use those contractors to come in, do a little bit of work, do less with more, do more with less, and send them on their way. And now we could do that because they know Unreal. So we could get these dudes out of school or whatever like that. We don't have to teach them our tools. They know Unreal. Let them do a little bit, give them some cheap money, and send them on their way. Thank you for contract work. That's what they're trying to do. They tried to do custom stuff, and that's the approach, you know. And that was from Bootleg Jazz's article. Bootleg Jazz's article. You're saying about how they're internally they're moving the tools to Unreal. No more shit Space Engine. That's what it is. More waiting. There you go. Jay, how do you have a gaming company with no games? And all studios, all the ingredients, but no product? How?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I think these guys are incompetent. They fucking have $2 trillion, not billion, but $1 trillion under their belts to get the best talent, and they just continue to just fumble and flip flop. I've been telling guys for the longest that, I'll be honest, I think Phil Spencer should have left when Danny D left. I think they should have got somebody else in there,
out, dude. And not that like any ill will. I did want him out because what I want is that I feel like he is a facade. He is basically a Trojan horse of bad news. Like, if he leaves, then I feel like Xbox will be exposed and there will be no excuses as to, this facade of like, you can't criticize him because he's such a nice guy. He's a nice PR guy. Like, I think that gets so in the way actually of the product that they're producing. But
Jez, we all know the nice guy ends up last.
Yeah.
Right? That's the motto.
Yep.
So he's last. He's the nice guy. But who cares if you're nice? You're constantly selling me $500 consoles multiple times, and I have nothing to show for them. We just wasted a whole last generation. Xbox last generation pretty much was a waste, a wash.
Well, now they'll tell you that, but they wouldn't tell you that
again. Here we are yet again. 50-something more studios added, and they still don't have any games. So at what point are we going to stop looking for other excuses and just call a spade and a horse?
Right? Like, yeah, exactly. And what's crazy is that they are the first to criticize Sony, and it's like, how do you get mad at a company that's putting games out for its platform that it's doing that? How do you get mad at Nintendo? Yes, Nintendo does some bullshit stuff. Sony does some bullshit stuff, but how can you go, I'm not buying your stuff? Because they are releasing games. They're doing their job. You're the one that's not doing your job. Phil's not doing his job. And look at this last sentence in this article. It says right here, I still believe that Xbox 23 will be better than 22.
Yep.
How can anything be better than 22? Was 0. It was Crossfire X and Pentiment.
Yep.
That's it. But only on paper. I feel, he says, like Microsoft has been working pretty hard to train Xbox fans to lower their expectations in and year out. I'm not sure how much lower those expectations can get. Roll on 23. Dude, I always said it. When Microsoft goes low, when they say expect low, they always go lower than low. Crazy. Let me get these super chats here. Oh my goodness, they're going crazy here. The subtext, the super chat of the 5, he goes, if you told me all these quotes were Phil over of these quotes over time were Michael Pachter, I'll believe you. Now we know if Pachter ran a gaming company. Dude, Pachter is a clown. That is head bonzo. The day that he said, I guarantee this deal's going to go through, I'm smarter than my peers, and then half hour later, FTC sued the shit out of Microsoft. Michael Pachter went into, I said, the guy looks like he didn't take a shower in 2 weeks, and he does interviews on national TV. That was going to listen to him. He's like a goddamn gypsy. Look in the streets. The Hero Reborn. He says, Game Awards, Phil looks so cringe next to nominees. Dude, he looked pissed, dude. He looked so done.
Here's the thing. I don't know if he's pissed or just embarrassed because you're in the front row. your competition, right, is getting all of these fucking GOTY awards and accolades and stuff, and all these different IPs they have are winning all this shit, and yet all you brought there was a fucking Game Pass advertisement. Like, the people in the audience, if you were an Xbox fan, man, you should have got up and went over there. Phil Spencer said, "I want my fucking money back. Give me my $500 back. Give me my fucking subscription back, just like Google did with Stadia." No, I don't want a fucking console.
He's going to give you a new one this year. I'm telling you, next year is going to be new.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. I've been saying this. By the time Microsoft actually gets some good games, they're going to raise prices. Well,
Yes, I would like to have a
they
refund.
already did it, right? Another thing I've said, that by the time they have some games worthwhile, they're going to sell you another high-end console, right? Mid-gen refresh or a next-gen console before they get their games together. And it's looking like that's going to happen. That's just, dude, it's going to be 2023 in a a few weeks.
Yep, exactly.
You still
why do
ain't
you
got
think that
shit.
S
You
is
don't have
200, dude? Why do you think that S is? They're getting rid of that S because they're going to go, we heard you. The S is not powerful enough to run next gen games. You already see that what it's doing. They're dropping 60 frames per second modes from it. It doesn't have ray tracing in it. How are you selling that as a next generation console in the same narrative as an X? Then you got your X. Dude, they patched it. They fixed it. I think I would prefer the Craig meme in the goddamn reflections. Now they just gave you smooth ass Vaseline reflections. Did you see this?
Yep.
Look at this. Like, quality mode on the X is a smear of shit.
Look. Yeah. See, look. That's they don't have good ray tracing.
How is
the performance sucks. It's man, I don't know, man. If you
but
can't
Sony's
win,
devs went over there and saved them.
But Jazz, if you can't win with 2-3 extra T-flops, I mean, are you just destined to be fucking mediocre and crap your whole life? Like, come on.
This is inexcusable for the amount of stuff that they spoke about the power of this machine and ray tracing baked on a chip. This is what you got? Like, come on. And this is not a one-off. This is something that's been happening. The PS5 has been consistent in its performance, even in Modern Warfare 2. The frame rates and stuff, like they jack up the resolution on Xbox just to have bad performance. And now they had no reflections. And after the patch, this is their reflection. It's a goddamn friggin' Vaseline.
Yep.
What are we doing here? Like, what is this?
I don't know. I'll be honest. I think they need to get out of the game. They need to sell the division off to Amazon, to somebody else. Let them take over. Just get out. Go do something else. They got plenty of money to go do something else. I think they had a good run. They had 20 some years in gaming. They tried it. They never made a profit. You don't have to take my word. Take the CFO of Microsoft. They said Xbox has never made a profit, so they never made any money. If you've been losing money for the last fucking 20 some years, it's time. Your install base is so small. Nobody cares. Everybody else, they'll buy a PlayStation or Nintendo, or they'll go to PC. Just become a third-party publisher like everybody else. Call it a day. No harm, no foul. But to continue to be mediocre in gaming, to make all of these promises and not deliver, and to just not have good management, and just to not be, it's time, man. I think you've lost you're getting to the point where you're losing your hardcore. When you're losing your Colt Eastwoods and your other guys like that, I think it's time, man.
Nah, he's looking for a job though. I saw him posting looking for a job.
Yeah, probably.
He said
so.
He'll be PR for this high heels, whatever the hell that game is, because Microsoft didn't market it for shit.
I would rather, for me to have the fun memories of Xbox back in the 360 era, than for them to just run into the ground to where it is now, because it's do gaming some good and just leave when you can. Don't destroy it even more.
Well, and that's the problem that I have. Like, I feel like they're kind of they've been acting, I think, since the Bethesda acquisition. I feel like I feel like they are now like, well, if we can't be successful, then we're gonna burn the shit down with us. Like, And I feel that that's what they've been
That's
doing.
exactly what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what they want to do.
Like, hey,
and they have the money to do it. So
and they got the money to do it. And they had, and we're gonna go right into the Phil Spencer quote after we read DJ H32X being a VIP member for 14 months. Shout out to you. He goes, J-Dub ripping Xbox just sounds like right. That's right, dude. He's back. J-Dub came back and he's like, nothing has changed and it gotten worse.
You just made the
Listen, I
crazy.
left for 6 months and come back. They're begging, they're on their hands and knees begging Sony. Like, what the fuck happened?
I know, right?
What
The richest come.
Jesus. Do I need to leave for another 6 months? Don't answer that.
Dude, no.
I know some of you guys in the chat don't like me, so don't answer that.
Grindhouse. You're welcome to the Grindhouse. Stand in the room only. Here we go.
Yeah.
Now, this quote, now you'll say, like, just leave gaming. Just leave. Phil Spencer's ticked off now. And he goes, hey, this quote that's went over the internet. Sony is trying to protect their dominance on console, and the way they grow is by making Xbox smaller. Now, if you remember, he said in that interview where he's talked about quality games, where is it when he's like in 2019?
Because when I think about Xbox, I'm going to think about quality games. We have work to do there. We haven't done our best work over the last few years with our first party output.
That's all.
In that interview, he goes, I don't want to make Xbox better by making somebody less than, right? And he says that. So he's like, I don't want to be like you. I'm like, I'm gonna make you less than and me better, and I'm not at the expense of you. But what they've done with the Bethesda and now Activision stuff is that they are becoming bigger and taking stuff away from their competition. And their competition has an issue with that. And I know what he's referring to here. Like, I don't think people will, taking this quote as more of Phil, thinking that PlayStation is making Xbox smaller. Phil has done a great job of that in the beginning, because I think it's pretty funny that he uses the word Xbox in here when Xbox is synonymous with PC, mobile gaming. Like, Xbox presence is supposedly, according to him, bigger than ever, right? It's everywhere. So I don't know how Sony is making them smaller, but I really genuinely think that Phil is kind of in shock that Sony is pushing back on this Activision deal. He sounds like a defeated, like their friend, like he really had no clue. He thought that they were just gonna pat him on the back and be like, Phil, go ahead. You're shitting on cornflakes every day this month. Go ahead, take it. Like, he really thought that nobody was gonna have an issue with this deal. He was gonna be smooth sailing. If he did, then he's ignorant.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Like, what he's trying to say is like, well, we want to be bigger by buying Activision and be like the biggest, right? But you want us to stay small, and that's how you stay dominant. That's what he's trying to say. Like, what did you think when you saw that stuff? Like, did you just like shake your head?
No, it's typical Phil Spencer. And so when he talks, I stick cotton balls on my ear. It's because it's a waste. It literally is a waste. You're talking about somebody that has unlimited amount of money, unlimited amount of access to resources. I mean, they can't get it together. It's the team. It's the management. They need to Phil needs to go. He's not it. Matt Booty needs to go. He's not it. Sarah Bond, she needs to go. She's not it. Anybody who cannot see that what quality of games are there, like what a quality, what a quality game is, right? When you see Nintendo, when you see a Nintendo game, it's of a certain level of quality. When you see that PlayStation Studios logo come up, right, that little chime, it's of a certain level of quality. When you see Xbox, right, you're just like, this is gonna be a 60 Metacritic game. There's nothing about it within the last 10 years where you can just get excited about. And even guys that are not hard. There is even the games that they've already showed, right? Like the Starfields, the Redfalls, and all the other stuff. There's just nothing that's on the level of Nintendo and Sony. It's not. Guys can fake like Redfall and Starfield or just these big end of the world type
in the
game.
same conversation. Like just because they got delayed together, like it put Redfall in this kind of like, just like you were saying before, in the Starfield realm. Dude, Redfall's nowhere near Starfield realm. It's going to be some vampire Borderlands fun with friends.
Back for Blood, literally. That's
It's
literally
gonna
what it
be
is with vampires.
It's gonna be fun with friends. That's what it's gonna be, and it does not look $70. Like that's the other thing. If you're trying to sell a $70 product, you're gonna start doing that marketing. Like, see what Sony did with Forspoken. See what they did with Returnal. Like they made it feel like a bigger game than what it is. Made the game feel bigger. Same thing with Horizon. They broke down the tribes. They broke down the environments. They gave the Forspoken. They gave it's a new IP. Here's a demo. Learn about the character. Take some of the feedback. Maybe they can do some day one patches. But like you have to sell the product if you're gonna expect $70 for it. That's why I think it's insane that Microsoft is charging $70. But if they plan to just stealth drop shit, what's the sense of charging $70? It's to make Game Pass look better, you know. And I just think that, you know, again, Phil comes out and says a quote here with, who's this? Second Request Podcast, he said, on December 6th. Where the hell was Phil Spencer when they increased the prices? What podcast was he on then? $60 to $70. Where was he to talk about that update? Mr. Xbox himself. Oh, no. They don't want Mr. PR, friendly man, to say that thing, but they'll make him do some stupid quote like this. Listen, this is now the Grinds house. We're going to do Grinds Law here. We got Hose Law, we got Grinds Law. We're going to Grinds Law. Like, I got something here for you. We got the documents. And I got to try to find where my documents are now. There they are. But one of the things that if you go back and look, for the Bethesda deal, Sony let it go. Right? Sony really didn't have any concessions. They didn't have any issue with it. And it's pretty damn interesting. So, I lost all my... Yeah, hold on. I lost... Did I do... Oh! There we go. I fixed something. Where is it? Is this it? No, that's not it. I'm just trying to find my tab. Yo.
I got to run, man.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, but what I wanted to get your input on is that, you know, one of the things that I found, I'll bring up the document later, but one of the things that I found was that in the Bethesda deal, they made it seem that, you know, making games exclusive to the platform would not benefit Microsoft at all, because the Bethesda games were like 0 to 5% of any kind of weight or any kind of reason to do that. It'll have to show a increase in subscriptions, have to be better than sales in order for them to be incentivized to pull this game off of the platforms. And that's why the FTC thing came in and said that Microsoft had no incentive to pull these games exclusively. It made no sense at the time of the deal.
Yeah.
And now that's exactly what they did. So what did you think? The bullshit, right?
That goes back to the bullshit, right? And I know a lot of people, right? They want to say, well, Microsoft didn't lie. They didn't lie. It's like, no, they didn't lie, but they insinuated, right? It may not have been in writing, but you insinuated that you had no intentions. Now, here's the thing about it. I have no intentions of losing the hair in my head, right? But I can't say 20, 30 years from now that I'm not going to start fucking growing a bald spot. Exactly. You know, I had great intentions, right? You know, you tell your wife, hey, I had intentions of going 3 rounds with you last night, but that didn't happen. You know,
well, my intentions are good. You know, let's do it again. But my intentions are still there. Let's do it again. Are they going to buy it this time? Like, you know, you failed last time.
Listen, every year, Phil Spencer has intentions of
being better than the
bringing games and having all kind of stuff that people. But I mean, we've seen it 10 years in a row. We've been let down. So. But these are regulators, right? You can't fool them. This is what they do. This is in their purview. You, again, not in writing, but you insinuated based on the verbiage of the conversation about how you had no benefits to removing game for the same thing with COD. Well, you know, 68% of the fan base of COD is on PlayStation, so why would we remove it? And guess what? Because it's not in writing, the day that you close the deal, you can make that shit exclusive. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have it in writing. You can't sue me. I may have insinuated, but hey, a lot of people insinuate stuff just because insinuation is just your interpretation of what a person meant.
Yep.
So that's all it is. So
yeah.
Phil, Jess, just as well as I know, and everybody in the chat, Phil speaks in these cryptic words, right? He says stuff without saying it. He doesn't like to have his back against the wall. So he'll say these things like, oh yeah, the Xbox is the fastest selling Xbox ever in history, right? But when you ask him about the tangible numbers, well, he's not going to give you the actual stuff because that's going to include mobile phones, TVs.
Was Xbox profitable? It's been profitable business. Remember he got called out on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh well, yeah. I can't.
I don't know when, but it was.
Yeah,
it's more of a thing that's growing.
Listen, does Xbox make money? Yes, it does. If they sell one console, they made money off of that console. But based on once you start getting down to the minute details in it, how much money it's making. Oh well, we made this quarter we were able to sell 200,000 units. We made $200,000. But how much did you spend to make those? It took us $4 million to make those consoles. Well, you didn't make a profit. You that's at a loss. And he gonna say, well, you didn't ask me that. You just asked me if I made a profit. Sure, I made a profit off of this, or a profit off a controller, or profit off of some other.
Oh, they can snowshoe that stuff anywhere, dude.
Controller onesie, you know.
They can make that up anyway.
I don't trust Phil Spencer, and people that trust him, they deserve to be let down. They deserve this. So I don't feel guilty by any of these Xbox fan bases that went on record saying that Xbox would never do this, and Jim Ryan is crying and he's begging. Who the fuck is begging now?
Yeah, right.
Who the fuck is begging now? It went from offering Sony 3 years to offering it for what 10 years.
No, J-Dub, wait. Before the 3 years, it was a tweet saying, I talked to Sony, they're fine with the deal. Remember the tweet in January?
Yeah.
He's like, I talked to Sony, they're fine with the deal. Then the 3 years, then the
the 3 years, then the 10 years. Now you wanted to be in fucking PlayStation Plus. And you know what? And the next is going to be, fine. We're gonna pull it from our Game Pass, and we're just gonna sell it for $70, right? It's almost to the point where they're damn near finna offer it to PlayStation. Okay, fine. You can have.
You mean don't change anything? You mean not the $70 billion to leave everything the way it was?
Exactly. This is some crazy shit, but it's funny as well. Anyway, man, I'm sorry I got to run. I got
so much, dude.
Obligations. Thank you, chat, man. Y'all definitely see me back, man. Probably most likely next week, man. If Jez decides to have me back on,
man. Thank you so much coming on. I appreciate J-Dub. Get back on that Twitter. Do what you got to do, and check out J-Dub on Twitter. He's back, and he is with a vengeance. Because he saw them all. Thank you again, man. I appreciate it. Give him a follow, everybody. Thanks, J-Dub.
Peace. Take it easy.
See ya. So, Grinder. So now, thank you again, J-Dub, for coming on, man. Awesome conversations, man. We went through almost all the lists, and now we're just going to do the final, the grind session of the Grinds Law. Because, you know what? We're going to give the Xbox fans a little taste of their own medicine. They've been looking at legal documents, and that's kind of what they got for Christmas. So, you know what? Why can't the Grindhouse do some legal documents? All right? Because I got something to say right here.
Did you say Utes?
Yeah, 2 Utes.
The 2 Utes.
What is a Ute?
Oh, excuse me, Your Honor. 2 youths.
Laws in section. Let's go. Grinds Law. Here we go. Before I go on the Grinds Law, let's get the Game Night Super Chat for the $5. He goes, Ryan McCaffrey. We just said that you'll be a fool. J-Dub left his parting words that you would be a fool to follow Phil Spencer into the darkness. Well, Ryan McCaffrey gave Phil Spencer an A+ throughout his tenure as head of Xbox.
Okay.
See what I mean? They decide when they just want to say a little nasty, but then all they need to do is Phil Spencer needs to go over there and go, Booty. Walk by their offices. Ryan McCaffrey got some shit to say. Ryan McCaffrey, Booty, go walk by his office at IGN. Booty walks by, nice and slow, and goes, just give him a whiff. Give him a whiff. Ryan McCaffrey perks up. He goes, oh, What's that? What's that? Is that? Wait, that's Xbox quality. Wait, there's a little bit of corn, some delays. What? Booty swings by again. What's Phil gave him a whiff. And then he comes back, he writes his article, he goes, Xbox is gonna have a killer 2023. Oh my god. Phil just gave him a whiff. That's when he sends the booty out. Little whiff. Give him a little whiff. They're turning. What? Phil's like, excuse me, what? Wait. You mean the dudes that I sent the Series X to have a problem with me showing no games? Booty, get over there. Goes outside their house. Walking nice and slow, his ass puckered up. Honey, I smell something. I'm tweeting here. I'm really upset with Xbox. What is that smell? Is that quality? Is that Xbox? They're back. Phil Spencer has done a great job this year tweeting it out. It is incredible. Oh my God. 2022, yes, that was pandemic. The pandemic was the excuse. They got the whiff. 2023 is going to be huge. You get the whiff. But anyway, that's so thank you again. Ron McCaffrey gave him an A+, but still has problems. That's wonderful. I don't know how you give him an A+ with no games. That's a D and an F. That's all I'm saying. So Grind's Law in session. The two Utes. So here we go. So when I saw this FTC thing in the law house, in the Grind's Law house here, when I saw this he pressed his ass on the on the glass. Oh shit! He's pressing his ass on the window, and he's like, his ass is on the window. Give him a whiff. Just give him a whiff, Booty. Get him back on track. Xbox is the best. Give him a whiff. All I gotta do is give him a whiff. So when I say opens up the window, what a great day. And there's like Booty's ass there. It's like, oh shit, Booty came to visit us. So I don't understand. He gives somebody an A+ with no games. I don't understand. Oh, because he's a nice guy. Again, he's the PR figurehead. He signs people's asses, you know, at FanFest. So Grind's Law is in session. So I saw people going, the FTC, because Cobrel, one of the three C's, three C's in the chat, one of the three C's. Hit that like button, share it out, everybody. Over 300 people is incredible. Grindhouse, we're ready to go into Grind's Law right now. We're going to look at some legal documents of the brown patch. So Cobrel listed saying, like, you know what? The FTC lied. They lied. Fogging up the glass. Booty wiped his ass and closed the protocol in the mirror. That's why he has a smudge. From the window to the wall. And the booty strap his balls. All his shit ass crawls. Booty, 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 booty. Sorry for my rapping there. But anyway, Booty got ass to the wall. So the FTC lied. They lied. The EMA, Microsoft never committed any concessions to say that they were going to make Starfield exclusive games. So then I was like, you know what, Grinders? I'm going to go look at the Bethesda deal into my Grinds thing, and I'm going to go revert. I'm going to go check this detail out here, right? So what I did is that I went into the Bethesda approval, right, of the EU, where they said like, oh, and this is what J-Dub was talking about right before we came in here, right? So this is the thing why Sony had no problem. So first, page 22, 21 of this document is actually really incredible. What's up, Kyle? How you doing? Because it shows that this whole foreclosure, like Microsoft taking this away. So when it says here the party, so this is the EMA approval of the CMA approval of the Bethesda deal, right? Where people are like, oh, Sony, they're lying. They're lying. They're saying that, you know, there was no concessions to make it exclusive. The notifying party is Microsoft, right? They're doing the same approach with this deal, with the Activision deal. The same approach in the fact that they're making it look like, hey, it would behoove us to pull the game off of an Xbox, off of our competing platforms, because it makes no sense. And one of the topics that they laid in here was customer loyalty to a brand, and that the game doesn't have the impact to move people from one platform to another, right? So this is what they said. Notifying parties submits that it's implausible that ZeniMax content would enable Microsoft to foreclose rival storefronts and rival console distribution. And look at this stuff. After reading this, you have to scratch your head and going, why is Starfield exclusive? Get ready, grinders. The law is coming. Notifying parties considers that both ZeniMax and Microsoft have a modest combined market share in the publishing market in the EEA, indicating that parties lack upstream market power to implement a foreclosure strategy. ZeniMax market share in the EEA is less than 0 to 5% in 2019. The notifying party considers that even if they were to engage in an exclusive strategy, Starfield, concerning ZeniMax games on other consoles, this would not raise any competition concerns, as ZeniMax content is not sufficiently strong to tip downstream markets in favor of Microsoft. What?
You were serious about that?
Yes, my cousin Vinny. Yes. Why is Starfield exclusive? It says ZeniMax content is not sufficiently strong to tip downstream markets in favor of Microsoft. Now, we even have more. We're irrelevant. So why is Starfield? What is Starfield gonna do? What is Starfield gonna do? Now it gets, but wait, there's more in the grind in the law house. Secondly, rival consoles such as Sony and Nintendo have access to a very large array of popular games. Sony and Nintendo have blockbuster exclusive games, which rank amongst the top selling games in Europe. No shit. In regards, notifying parties notes that no ZeniMax game featured amongst the best-selling console games in Europe in 2018. We suck. ZeniMax games suck. But wait, there's more. The notifying party argues that the Sony and Nintendo consoles are differentiated and have strong market positions than Microsoft's Xbox, both at EEA and national levels. Moreover, Sony consoles in particular have a significant brand loyalty. Oh. Here we go with brand loyalty. Watch this. Notifying parties argues that Nintendo and Sony have surpassed Microsoft in the old console generation. The notifying party concludes that ZeniMax games, even if exclusively available for Xbox, could not weaken rival consoles sufficiently to result in foreclosure. Therefore, in the notifying party's view, Microsoft would not have the ability to successfully engage in a foreclosure strategy. So they can't put them out of business with Starfield. So they say we suck. Now, their assessment of the commission's assessment is here. While Microsoft has the technical ability to implement an exclusive strategy with ZeniMax games, the commission considers that the combined entity would not have the ability to implement a successful foreclosure strategy. In this regard, as mentioned, the commission has carried out such analysis under both scenarios. Here it is, right? Where is it? It is This is the low 5%. And then where's the hell's the loyalty? Yeah. Exclusive strategies are not uncommon and have already been adopted by rival consoles, with video games that perform better than ZeniMax titles, right? Such exclusive games have contributed to drive the success of Nintendo and Sony consoles, which have made stronger market position compared to Microsoft. In this regard, almost all respondents to the market consider that Microsoft currently holds the least attractive exclusive content compared to Sony and Nintendo. Exclusive games might influence the choice of a console, especially at the stage of initial console purchase. However, once the choice has been made, players tend to remain to be loyal to their console. As so indicated in paragraph 120, in this regard, a slight majority of respondents to market investigation pointed to the presence of some degree of player loyalty. Publishers generally indicated that players tend to remain loyal to a brand once they choose it. Only a few respondents indicate that a player are neutral or not loyal. Therefore, it's unlikely that a significant number of PlayStation and Nintendo users will switch to Xbox as a result of exclusive games from ZeniMax. Therefore, reasons stated above, Commission concludes that the combination entity would not have the ability to foreclose rival consoles in this. They suck. They're weak. This is the EMA approval of Bethesda, of ZeniMax. Now, this is where they pulled this from, right? It's implausible that Microsoft would achieve such results. Firstly, this is the thing. Notifying parties. So, explains a profitable strategy for ZeniMax. Exclusive Xbox games will depend on the trade-off between, one, the value of attracting new players to the Xbox ecosystem and the loss of income from the sales of rival consoles. So I think they're just saying, hey, we're going to eat the sales of rival consoles and we're just going to try to attract new players, because that's what they're doing. But listen to what they said, right? That's what they did. That we know what they did, right? We know what they did. They pulled these games exclusively to their platform. However, that is the difference. The loss of income from sales versus what you grow, right? In this regard, the notifying party forecasts that a significant share of ZeniMax game sales will occur on rival consoles over the life cycle of newly released console generation. Based on such a trade-off, the notifying party submits that a hypothetical console exclusive strategy would be profitable only if it led to an increased number of Xbox users, forecast 1 million, over the next 5 years, corresponding to an increase in Xbox shipments above the forecast level. The notifying party, it's implausible that Microsoft would achieve such results. Firstly, the notifying party considers such a strategy is likely to be successful if the service differentiation is weak and the content at issue is extremely valuable. However, rival consoles are significantly differentiated and have accumulated brand loyalty. So, they're saying that it doesn't seem to benefit them to do exclusivity, unless there's something there, right? Therefore, they say Microsoft, and says so like here. Secondly, high switching rate by players is implausible due to switching costs between consoles and the relative value of ZeniMax games. ZeniMax games are trash. All right? ZeniMax games are not impactful. Why is Starfield exclusive? Keep going. Third, the notifying party considers the players' switching rates are above conservative, as they would also have increased further, if not more realistic switching patterns. Notifying party submits that multi-home across consoles may further reduce the incentives for closure structure. Players loyal to Nintendo and Sony with strong desire to play ZeniMax games can respond to a console exclusive strategy by buying an Xbox to play ZeniMax games, while keeping most of their gaming activity on their preferred console. Then cross-platform ownership reduces the value of incremental switching, because players who buy an Xbox as a second console would not bring their entire game purchase activity to an Xbox. This is what Microsoft is saying. This is what Microsoft told them for Bethesda games. They're like, dude, even if they buy our trash-ass booster, they're still not going to spend money on our console, and they'll just play on PlayStation. This is Microsoft saying this shit. We're trash. Let us compete. So there's brand loyalty with Sony and Nintendo. We don't got shit. And if anybody owns an Xbox, if they decide to buy one, they're not going to buy any more shit on our service. So now that we told you we suck, ZeniMax games don't sell for shit, let's make this deal happen. So therefore, according to Microsoft, would not have the incentive to cease or limit making ZeniMax games available for purchase on rival consoles. We suck. The games suck. Nobody wants to come to us to play these games. These games don't have a thing. So therefore, we have no incentive to not make games on other consoles. So now I ask you, the next things that came out after this deal was Starfield and Redfall and Elder Scrolls exclusive. So now here comes the commission. This is what they say. They just basically repeat the same stuff that Microsoft spoon-fed them. And they go right here. Listen to this. The commission considers that in line with their explanation, in order to play ZeniMax games, so like here, that rival console users could also purchase an Xbox as a second console. As regards to console multi-homing, according to NPD, 30.6% of PS4 console owners also own an Xbox. 28% also own a Switch. In this regard, several respondents to the market investigation confirmed between 20 to 40 of the console owners use more than one console brand. As a result, any purchase activity for Xbox console focused solely on ZeniMax, as explained in paragraph 12, would not offset losses incurred. Then they say about brand loyalty. Then they basically just agree. So to skip some of this stuff. Respondents to the market investor confirmed that the absence of the incentive from Microsoft to engage in an input foreclosure, the majority of respondents indicate that Microsoft would not have the incentive to prevent rival console game distributors from selling ZeniMax games. Furthermore, the commission notes that above considerations are consistent with notifying parties the clear strategy in relation to the transaction. Therefore, they conclude that the combined entity would not have the incentive to foreclose rival console game distributors by engaging in a total or partial input foreclosure strategy. And then, and there you go. And then it got approved. So, to sum it all up in this court of the grindhouse, ZeniMax games don't have any impact. It would not be incentivized for Microsoft to put exclusive content on their platform because, first off, there's brand loyalty with Sony and Nintendo. Secondly, even if they buy an Xbox to play these games, they're not going to spend money on an Xbox to continue playing any games because, hell, we have nothing, I guess. And ZeniMax games just don't, like, they don't have the power to move anybody. Sorry, just wait. This is the law. This is the law. So the incentive, they made it look like, dude, we are not putting our games, like we have no incentive to make ZeniMax games exclusive to our platform. And that's exactly the first thing that they did. So now, if you're Sony, you had nothing to say in here because you know what? You're right. ZeniMax games don't sell. They're not impactful, which makes you scratch your head going, do you really think after reading this, and this is what I thought, is Starfield and Redfall even going to do anything? These people are cheering that Starfield and Redfall are going to be like the second coming and bring Xbox back to the limelight. When they said the games don't do well. So they built a case. And again, whether it's true or false, they built a case that it would behoove us to make these games exclusive because they're not going to do what we need them to do. Sony had nothing to say to this. Sony's like, yeah, ahead, do it. Yeah, you're right, but does the game suck? I guess. It doesn't sell on our stuff. But now, Microsoft is like, well, guess what, guys? We're going to do this with Activision. We have no incentive. Call of Duty sells incredibly on a PlayStation. Why would we pull that game off of a PlayStation? It would behoove us to do such a thing. Sound familiar? Yeah. Then look at their history. I said it earlier. You took Hellblade, multi-platform game, Ninja Theory's Bleeding Ass exclusive to an Xbox. You don't put Bleeding Ass on a PlayStation. Outer Worlds 1 was everywhere, published on a PlayStation. Outer Worlds 1 everywhere. Outer Worlds 2, Avowed, Grounded, all on an Xbox platform. And don't tell me you're putting it on PC. PC is Xbox. Xbox is PC. You own the operating system. You have a vested financial interest in selling PCs. Windows PCs. You own the operating system. So you putting games on PC is not giving money to competition. Yeah, you got to pay some royalties to Steam, but Steam needs, you're getting that back for the operating system that they're paying to run Steam on. I said, go put it on Linux, go put it on a Mac. Now we'll talk about putting games on competition. But putting games on PC is not kumbaya. They spin it, oh, well, we put it on PC. And dude, you own Windows. What are you talking about? But now they're doing the same approach with Activision. Oh, Call of Duty. First they were saying Call of Duty's not that big of a deal. Call of Duty, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. It is what it is. The two Utes. They're not a big deal. It is what it is. Now, they're using goddamn Call of Duty as low-hanging fruit, trying to get Nintendo to bite, getting Sony to bite. They're using Call of Duty as negotiating factors in this $70 billion deal when they basically threw Call of Duty under the bus. And Sony's not having it. Sony's like, okay, you want to go buy Bethesda games, fine. They really don't sell that much. But now you don't go shit in my cornflakes now. And I say the deal is almost like you own a house, right? And your best friend comes over. Your best friend, here he comes. Knock on the door, comes on, and here comes. It's story time in the law house here. We're gonna give you a scenario here. Who's that? Hello? Hey, I'm your best friend, Vinny. You remember me from high school. Holy crap, Vinny, what are you doing here? Hey, we've been best friends. I need a place to crash. Vinny, you gonna come crashing in our house? Yeah, we've been best friends. It's incredible. I haven't seen you so long. You know what, Vin? Get in here. Come in here. You could have the room upstairs. Well, you're welcome. You could stay in my house. Come on, Vinny, get in here. You could stay in my house. Go upstairs. Thanks, man. Vinny stays. All right. Night goes by. Vinny's here. All right, we got Vinny. He stayed in the house. All right, Vin. Vinny left. He came back. Who's at the door? Who this? Vinny, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Whoa, Vinny, what were you doing here? Hey, I met this girl. Dude, I want to see if she could stay over here. We're going to hang out here. Okay, Vinny, I guess you could stay here. Okay, go upstairs. Yeah, okay, you can stay here with her. It's fine. Okay. All right. Hey, Vin. Weeks go by. Vinny's here. He's living upstairs. He's eating your cereal. He's eating your refrigerator. Now he got a girlfriend now, and they're getting married. What's going on here? Hello? What's all that noise outside? Oh, hey, what's up, man? We've been friends for so long, dude. We've been friends for so long. Hey, we got 3 kids now. Dude, we're gonna live upstairs. It's okay, man. You were staying one night. What happened? Now all of a sudden you're here for nights. What's going on here? Dude, we're living here now with the family. What? What do you mean you're living here? Yeah, you're living here with the family. I got 2 kids, got the girl. We're going to go live upstairs. I guess, no, man, this is my house. This is my house. You can't just live here. You can't just take over my house. Yeah, I meant to tell you, I bought the house. You're out now, actually. It's my house now. Story of Phil Ness, everybody. The story of Phil Ness. The story of the Phil Ness. Comes over, he's your friend. Hey, Sony, I'm your friend, buddy. Hey, you remember me? I'm friend Phil. But now Phil's overstaying his welcome now. He's buying the house that you live in. He's taking money off of your plate. That's why Sony got a problem now. It's like, hey, you want to grow? You want to buy Bethesda? You want to do it? Okay. But now enough is enough, dude. Like, you can't just go buy up the biggest IP, the golden goose, and take it from me. Archie Bunker's son-in-law, he never leaves. Exactly. Now, he's shitting where he eats now. He started with just hanging out overnight. Hey, we're just going to hang out here. We're friends, Sony. We're good friends. We're good friends. Then he's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to buy Bethesda. There's the wife. I'm going to bring my wife in here, too. We're going to hang out here. Okay, you know what? Okay, you two just stay upstairs. You're fine. Now he's bringing the kids, and he bought the house. And now you're out. Sony's now out on the streets. Meanwhile, they're the ones with the house, living good, until Vinny came over and took it over. And Sony's not supposed to say anything. Oh, whoa, what do you mean the kids living here? What do you mean you're moving in? Whoa. That's, Phil's biting off more than he can chew. And Sony's sitting there going, no. And Sony has the leverage. Phil shitting in your toilet. Exactly. Sony has the leverage. Because they know that they got, and that's the other thing that boggles my mind. Phil talks about this world of 2 billion gamers, 3 billion gamers. If you care so much about all these people, how do you leave out the 2 most popular consoles? The Switch is at 140 million global sales. The PlayStation 5 is moving at an astronomical rate. How? If you want to reach all those gamers, are you going to just keep the game only on your platform of Xbox and PC and cloud and ignore and not put your game on 2 of the biggest consoles globally and say that you're going to reach 2 billion people? That's the question. How do you come into the law, this grindhouse session? How do you come into here and go, it's about putting our games everywhere? And then the first things you do are make the games only on your platform? And Sony and Nintendo have this brand loyalty. Like, it makes sense in this document that you put the games on their platform to make them play.
You're my #1 customer.
How do you come in here talking this altruistic game, but then when the deal goes through, you take your game ball and run home? You have a history of doing that, taking multi-platform games, buying them, and making them exclusive. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But you cannot be talking out of one side of your mouth saying that it's about more people to play our games and then taking that game off of the platforms that people play it on. And go, well, we're putting it on PC. You own PC, dude. You make the operating system. That is not that's not a concession. You make money off of the PC sale. You make money off the operating system. You make money off of Steam on the back end because Steam has to run on a Windows computer. You want to go put your game to Linux? I want to see that. You want to put your game to the Mac store? Go ahead. Now we're talking about putting stuff on there. But you want to own that IP. And you want Sony just to just roll over and say, sure, you could own the Golden Goose. They're not going to. And then you even said, hey, you know what? You can even throw it in. They don't care. Throw it in your service. You see what they did for Bethesda games. Bethesda games suck. They don't sell. People stay on a PlayStation. We have no intent of making these games exclusive because it behooves us to do that. Because why would we do that? Unless it's going to do a huge Game Pass growth. There's your pivot. They told the EMA that they had no intent of doing it, but then they made it exclusive because they need that Game Pass to grow. That Game Pass is not growing. We've seen the numbers. We've seen it. 25, 29 million. It's not growing fast. That's not good. But like I said, even if Sony drags this out by just shaking their head no, Microsoft's the one that has to keep bringing and bowing the knee to Sony for Call of Duty. Because if they get Sony's blessing, it will not. And again, it's not Sony holding us up; it's regulatories. But you see from the data in their investigation, they're assessing this amongst competition, gamers, things like that. They're assessing this to try to grab like what the perception is, and that's what they've been trying to do. And Sony's just like in their ear going, dude, nah, this is not flying with us. Twisted Sick with the 5. He goes, Phil thought Jim would have his back like Sean did. That was probably a rude awakening for him. Yeah. And you could kind of sense, even in the photos and the quotes that he said, like, I think that Phil really wasn't expecting this. Like, I think that he really got caught off guard with this whole thing. But I don't know why he would. You know, Sony, like, he's looking at Sony and Nintendo as being colleagues of his. But that's you, like I said, the New England Patriots walking into the Super Bowl going like, yeah, they suck. We don't see them as competition. They see you as competition. You got to stop making consoles. You got to get out of the console business and be all software, and then they might concede with you and work with you. But as long as you're selling a green box next to a blue box, you are their competition. They're a manufacturer. Remember, Sony's a hardware company. Sony moves boxes. They sell TVs versus Samsung. They sell their audio versus Bose. Sony versus Bose. Sony versus Samsung. Sony versus Microsoft. Sony cameras versus Canon. Sony versus Nikon. Sony has competition at every stage. Hardware. That's what they're known about. So, Sony got the eye of the tiger. He shook. And I'm sure he's sitting there going, oh my God, I told Satya we would have this done by now, and now we can't move on. And now Xbox is in the holding pattern. And Sony has, like, Sony's able to do this, like to drop all the stuff. Sony Pictures, yeah, exactly. They got competition. Like the Sony is a hardware company. Sony's going to consider you as they're going to consider you as competition. That's why I thought it was very naive of him to be like, we don't see Sony and Nintendo as competition, like and he's like, well, because they just can't compete with us in our cloud investment. But cloud is not really that, dude. And Sony now sits down, shakes their head no. Microsoft's the one that has to keep doing deals. And Sony, even if this goes through, Sony has done their job because they have created a distraction from Microsoft, their competition. They have distracted them while Sony just keeps doing what it's doing, dropping games, doing deals, getting Final Fantasy, another game, Final
Absolutely.
Fantasy. Yo, what's up, Link? How you doing, man?
What's up, man? What's up?
You know, like I was saying, like, even in this shit, dude, like, Sony's doing their job. Even if it goes through, Sony is stalling them.
Right. What are we talking about? The FTC deal?
Yeah,
or
I'm
you
talking about
Microsoft fucking up.
Yeah, well, what I was talking about was like how they gave the concession where they were saying like we'll put the game in the service, but you know the fact is I went into the EMA approval of Bethesda.
What concession? Is this something new? I don't know what's going on.
You didn't see that today, man? Right before the show.
I've been at work, man.
Dude, right before the friggin' show, Sony, the deal they offered Microsoft offered Sony was that they could put Call of Duty in their PlayStation Plus subscription service, and Sony said no.
They don't want. That's not how they want it. They don't want it in the service.
That's what they said. They don't want it, but Microsoft was like, yeah, put it in your service too. How dude, it's so desperate. Like it's crazy, right? It is insane that they would say, okay, not only can you just have Call of Duty, but you could put it in your PlayStation Plus service if that satisfies you, so that you're not competing with Game Pass.
They're not going to make any money putting it in PlayStation.
Exactly.
They make no money.
Exactly. That's why they said no.
They would have to pay Microsoft to put it in there. That would make no sense whatsoever when 60% of the player base is on a PlayStation platform.
Exactly. That's why it's a double-edged sword, dude.
That's a trap.
That is a trap.
You know? They're not doing that.
That is a trap. Like
at this point, man, Microsoft seems very desperate.
Yeah, it is a desperate thing.
And they're playing this out in the court of public opinion. They need to just stop. They're not gonna know what I'm saying is like they need to stop letting it play out in public and just
I know. Well, this came out from Bloomberg, and basically they're saying that that was the deal. Like, so they did the 10-year deal with Nintendo, and then they basically they said, Sony, you could put this in your subscription service, and Sony didn't accept.
Hell no, they wouldn't accept that.
Exactly,
Trash.
You're right, and that was a great point. Like you said, that they sold it sells like it was number one in sales. It's selling on their console. It's selling on their console. Like they would lose those sales and put it in their subscription. But
have you talked about the comment where Phil said that Sony's trying to keep them? What did they say?
Sony trying to keep Xbox small, which I thought was pretty.
Listen, they've been in gaming for 20 years. I'm not buying this.
Nah, and he's really. I was like, I didn't read too much into it because he's referring more to like them just not allowing them to buy a bigger company and to kind of stay that, and Sony's just like against this. And again.
Yes. Do you see how many developers, the studios and publishers they already own? They don't need anybody.
Well, remember, he's saying Xbox. Like, they play on words. Like, they want Xbox to be PC when they want it to be PC. As Xbox is Xbox, PC is PC. And, like, I always think that the biggest joke is them saying they're putting games on PC, is them being, like, hey, look, we're not just putting games on our console, we're putting them on PC as well. And it's like, you make PC. Like, you make the operating system. Who the fuck are you kidding?
They're not fooling anybody with these tactics.
Don't put it on the MacBook.
Right. They're not fooling anybody with these tactics.
Yeah. Oh my God. It is just ridiculous. And
it's ridiculous.
It is. It is all ridiculous. And the fact that they're no show. And the last thing, while I got you on here, because I was going to wrap up. But one of the things I wanted to bring up was, do you see how this was not on the grinds board, but I got this it's part of the bootleg stuff. This, here we come with the damage control, right? With no show, Aaron Greenberg says, hey, take a look at, we have some stuff to share with you pretty soon and all this other stuff. And then here comes damage control, right? This article from Bootleg Jez, again, he goes, I've heard something tentative and unverifiable rumors recently that Microsoft may be exploring some kind of event for Q1, possibly in vein of its XO events.
What?
That Microsoft was going to do a Q1 event instead. That's why they were quiet at the Game Awards, because they're going to do their own event in the first quarter.
Oh, okay.
I love how this all, I heard, tentatively unverifiable rumor, all comes out after their no show at the Game Awards. This wasn't planned. There was no messages of this a week before, the day before. after the damage control of like, dude, that sucked. Now it's like, well, I hear that they might be doing a show. Dude, the Game Awards were the biggest platform. Inside Xbox in the February, nobody, that's not going to get the eyes that a Game Awards show would get. And I love, like, and what are they going to show? They were at E3. You know what's coming, right? Like, you know, in January, right after the new year, week 1, week 2, Phil Spencer is going to do his tweet, working really hard. Just went through the E3 rundown. It is going to be an incredible year this year at E3. Glad to have E3 back.
Yep.
You heard Grindadamus. That tweet is coming. Phil Spencer will hype up E3 in January, saying he's glad to be back on stage at E3 and that he's run down on what they're going to show. You know that shit's coming.
It's coming. It's another.
He does it every year.
Yeah, they're setting it up again. They're gonna set you up to wait. Because did Aaron Greenberg tweet out something about they got something coming up, or what did he say?
He's like, you know what's funny is that he tweeted, it's all about timing. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You said 12 months in June. We're in month 7 right now.
Customer.
What do you mean about timing? How much later are we gonna get, dude?
You got 6 months to put out some damn games, man.
Goddamn 3 months. If they're doing by 12.
What they put it out in June, right? So they said this is the stuff we got coming over the next 12 months. So by June of 2023, they said everything at that show should be out. I don't believe it. I don't
believe it either.
Starfield's going to be out by June because they're not even talking about it. They're not showing us anything.
Exactly.
We haven't gotten another trailer since that trailer with the characters with the heads on backwards. Like they're not building confidence and building hype for these games. And you know, like what didn't High on Life just come out or something?
Oh, it came out today. Stealth drop.
Okay, right. Stealth drop. They didn't. No advertising. No. Nope. And then on top of that, I don't give a shit about reviews, but there's this whole thing where they only sent review codes to these smaller sites.
Exactly.
That would review the game. That would more than likely review the game favorably.
Yep.
This is a major ploy to manipulate the way these games are seen, you know. But if you're not gonna they don't advertise in their stuff.
No. Stealth drop
They
that
just
game.
drop that shit off in Game Pass.
That's it.
You know.
That's what they're gonna do Redfall, I guess, right?
Well, Redfall is technically this game's not first party.
Well, it's exclusive.
Exclusive. This is yeah, but they don't treat their exclusive with the care that Sony treats theirs with. You know what I mean?
No, they don't.
Was when they're doing the lead up to Forspoken, whether you like it or not. They got a demo coming out. They're gonna start hyping this game before it comes out because there's no reason to make a deal and then and people don't play it because they don't even know it's out.
Yeah, and the final point on this whole thing is exactly what the Game Night 123 with the $5 said. He goes, Jez, don't forget we could be getting Spider-Man 2 trailer soon, possibly
something's happening
with Across the Spider-Verse. Dude, again, Sony not stopping. We had the Game Awards. They got more exclusive games with Death Stranding 2. They just had another game. What is it? The Final Fantasy remake, the digital version. What the hell they're doing? The Final Fantasy 1, 2, or 2, 3, and 5, or some shit like that. Like they're just getting more. Silent Hill 2. Like they're just getting more games, and then they got Spider-Man on top of that. Forspoken. And that's the thing. Like this is what I was saying. Like Sony's lineup. Like they got Forspoken, and I'm saying you might not like it all, but you got Forspoken. If you have a PlayStation exclusive games, you got Forspoken January. PSVR 2 February, you got Horizon Forbidden West DLC, you got Final Fantasy 16, and now you got your first 5-6 months set of big things happening. That's in addition to the multi-platform games. How does Sony lay that out when they just came off?
Did you say PSVR?
Yes, in February.
Okay, yeah, February. That's right.
And which that's going to have a whole bunch of brand new games,
and that's going to have
too.
software.
Yeah,
exactly.
So how do you have that lineup that I just mentioned after dropping God of War last month, and then the Horizon and GT7 before that? How does Sony have that lined up? Microsoft delayed its whole goddamn 2022 after doing 21 of delayed games in Psychonauts and Halo, then coming back this year with nothing. Next year, delayed games are going to be the only games you know about. And they have release dates. You don't even know what's coming from Xbox in January, February, March, April. You don't know anything. You have no target date at all. All you have are multi-platform dates. Nothing for their exclusive games or their exclusive deals.
Not that I'm aware of, yeah.
And you're paying a subscription that those games that you know nothing about are coming to your subscription. Nothing of their first-party deals at all. All their studios, all their purchases, $7 billion later, you have no... Starfield had a release date of 11/11. Now it's sometime next year. Just a 23. Redfall was announced with summer of 2022. Now it regressed. Now it's just 2023 sometime. Not even a season. It's crazy. It's insane. And how does Sony have that lineup? That kind of cadence that I just mentioned, now Sony, and now Spider-Man 2, they're not stopping. They're not stopping. And that's of what we know about. And then whenever Last of Us, multiplayer, like there's so much shit. But like,
listen,
what we know.
These clowns, man, are talking about, oh, Sony has nothing announced next year but Spider-Man. That's all they have. And we got Starfield and what is it, Redfall. And I'm like, guys, they haven't talked about everything they have going on. But you got Spider-Man, right? That's a big title. Final Fantasy 16 going to be a huge title. Forspoken. What's the game? Silent Hills.
Silent Hill 2, yeah.
All the VR titles that's coming. I think what else? There's
Stellar
something else.
Blade too.
Oh, Stellar Blade. That looks great.
As I said, they've been announcing new games.
Listen, Neil Druckmann said 2023 we're going to get information about factions. That could possibly be coming out this year. We don't even know what their other studios are working on, and Sony studios don't have these super extended dev times like Microsoft studios do. So these studios are loading up. Yeah, these studios are loading up, ready to drop stuff. So, I mean, if you compare that lineup already for next year to what Microsoft has, it ain't even close.
I know,
so
and that's the thing. Like, we have no clue. And even if they have a Q1 show, it's like, are those games all coming this year, or is it all going to be CGI? Is it going to be Fable update with seasons? Like, what is their plan? And the thing is that you had the Game Awards to announce at least the release dates of the 2 games that were delayed to next year. And if you have so many games coming next year, in addition to Redfall and Starfield, don't you think you get ahead of that by putting those games out and then next year starting with the new games that you want to plan? I think Starfield and Redfall and Forza are next year's games. And maybe they may throw in a Hellblade, if that. I don't think so. They're going to milk this shit for what it's worth. Those are the 3 games for them. Starfield, Redfall. They're going to do exactly what Halo was. They delayed Halo out of 22. They delayed Fable. They delayed Psychonauts. And those games became your next year games. Mm-hmm. There was no next year games plus new games. No, it was those are next year games.
Exactly.
That's it. Your 2020 is your 2021 lineup.
Right.
So and they're doing the same thing now. Like, they're not talking about any new games besides the 2 games that were delayed and Forza.
Right. And let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. Nobody was talking about
Redfall
being on the nobody was talking about that game until it got delayed.
Yep.
And they realized they didn't have anything for this year. So now this game, Redfall, which is probably honestly a AA type game, is going to be put on the pedestal with something like Starfield, because there's nothing else. They're not even making good deals. Like, even the third-party games that they're getting through these deals are not on the level of what Sony's doing. It's not.
Oh my God, the Game Night 1, 2, 3 with the 10, he goes, I just looked up Compulsion Games and missed this part of their interview back in 21. When asked when we could see the game, Compulsion Games said, I have no idea. Jesus.
You're my #1 customer.
Oh my God, get a force for that one. We're gonna that one deserves the wonderful song.
Oh, it's second.
Oh my.
Games are coming fast. 12 minutes and 8.
12 minutes and 8.
And they're all on Game Pass. Some of them are like a requiem.
Jesus. I'll add one more. It's like, where the hell is State of Decay 3?
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Holy Spirit, activate. Oh no.
State of Decay. They have no idea. It's 21.
Activate. Activate. Activate.
They interviewed him last year. They have no idea. Compulsion Games was bought in 2018. And what happens? They come out as some side-scrolling, low-quality piece of shit. And Compulsion Games is like, yeah, we've been working on this for 4 friggin' years. Like, that's the other thing. The longer these games go no-show after being delayed, the anticipation for what they're going to look like is going to be higher. And if these games come out looking like Craig, you're going to be 6 years for Halo to look like that? And they're hurting themselves, dude. Like, the fact that they have no games, I can't believe that no show at the Game Awards. That was actually despicable. Nothing, not even updates. And I thought there was going to be a Starfield showcase at all. Nothing. And if they're going to be saving this for Q1, I like, what is a Game Pass show they're going to try to have? Dude, how many shows did they have this year and they didn't update anything? They haven't showed they haven't showed Starfield since that 2-minute dude with the head with the wrapped around his head and
backwards heads,
and the frame rate drops.
Frame rates running at 20 frames
in
per
June.
second.
That was the last time we saw it.
And you know good and damn well that game was running on high-end PC. So that game needs some major optimization.
Dude, I have no clue. But I'm going to wrap this up, dude. Yo, Link, thank you again for jumping on at the end. I know you're working. Shout out to J-Dubs for coming on. It was an awesome show, man. We topped out over 340, 300. It was crazy. Grinders, hit that like button, share it out. We're on our way to 100 episodes. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. And we're going to leave you with the Game Pass song to wrap up everything because it has just been a sad state. I think that's what they should do. They should just knock on the FTC's door and go, FTC, we got something for you. Hear our new song. You want some new music? Listen to this.
Oh, it's like us too. New games are coming fast. 12 minutes late. And they're all on Game Pass. Some of them are like a requiem. What to play first and what to play last. To ground true and true. Cause they're all on Game Pass. Among us the ascent.
Just give them a whiff, booty.